to? Hindi ko pala na-add. Sabi. Make it real. Nasaan po yung anak ko? Hello, hello. Hello, hey. Magandang gabi, magandang araw. Kumusta, kumusta? Ayan, gumagaya itong phone ko. Share ko lang to muna. Ayan, ayan, ayan. Kumusta, kumusta, kumusta na lahat? Mag-live lang tayo ngayon para ma-active lang yung account natin. Tapos magpa-music. Ayan na yan. Mega love shoutouts sa mga nag-dyan. Ano lang tayo, share lang. I'm gonna eat. Mega love shout out everyone. Nakanta na lang ako ng Christmas. Nagpa-music. Trops TV lamang ko ni tamsakdan. Hello Trops, kumusta? Thank you dyan sa pagtamsak. Kanta ka na? Nag-ano, di sana ako mag-ano, sabi si Lisa, sabi niya mag-ano daw siya. Sige, mag-ano lang ako. Na-busy kasi ako. Ano, kumusta na? Mag-ano tayo, mag-music. Walang pasok, Trops. Di ba maaga dyan ngayon? Si Sir Alex yata, ano lang eh, may pasok yata. Magpa-music ako. Parang may music tayo. Pasok kami sa trabaho. May pasok pala kayo. Kaya nga, si Sir Alex din may pasok din eh. Hindi sana ako mag-ano. Online, sabi ko, mag-online ako kahit mga 2 oras. Madaling araw na nga dito, di pa. Di kasi ako natulog, nag-edit lang ako. Magpa-music ako habang nag-i-edit. Ang dami kong gagawin bukas. Ay, maganda ang music. Puntahan mo na host para marami magtambay, Diyos mio. Baka wala magtambay, Trops. Pag ako'y kumanta. Hindi ako'y. Kung marunong lang ako kumanta, ako. Hindi marunong kumanta. Pinanganak tayo sa hindi singer eh. Singer lang ako, nako naman. Bukas na sana ako. Kasi lang si Lisa. Pupunta daw siya. Sige, mag-live tayo. Kahit kung sandali lang. Di ako nag-active kahapon kasi busy ako sa antok ako. Di ako nag-ano kahapon. Ayan, pusok natin sa harang. Ay, sige. Baba ko na yung bahay, babahay. Ayan, baba ko yung hagdan. Ay, naku, saan ko? Naubusan ako ng 20 hours. Ang bilis maubos. Ang bilis maubos ng ano ko. Ng 20 hours. Nag-open na naman ako. Sus, ang dami ko na account. Ilan na to account ko? 20 na yata to. Sige lang kung open ng account. Ang dami ko ng account. Nag-edit ako ng ano kasi ang dami ko pang i-edit. Hindi ko pa na ano ba. So, sige, active na nga lang ako. Total, nakagising naman ako. Tagal kasi matulog. Akit ka na, Day. Nasa harang ka pa. Hindi ka pa dinadaan. Hindi ka na ano. Ay, nandito ka na pala. Ayan. Anong ulam mo, Day? Kumain ka na? Ha?
Yung balatong. Yung balatong.
Anong ulam mo? Balatong? Balatong?
Oh, balatong ba? Yung Ben.
Anong ulam mo? Masarap nga yun. Lalo na paglagyan mo ng ano. Oo nga, masarap pa rin pa naman yan. Lagyan mo ng ano, ng talong. Adobo ba? Ay, ano ate, kumusta? Kinaboy yung American ramsak lang ko, ho. Sarang pa ko, mag-ilisab ko. Oo, sige, ano, mag-ilis ka talaga kasi magpula talaga yung ano mo. Hindi ka mag-active.
Sino yan, si?
Si Ate America, monetize na siya, di ba?
Wow. Congrats, sabihin mo tayo, congrats sa iya ha.
Na-monetize na siya, pero kailangan niya mag-active kasi magpula na naman yung revenue niya at saka watch time niya. Pag hindi magano sa akin, hindi pa talaga nagpula pa rin. Kahit anong gawin ko, upload, magpula. Ay, ako. Ang dami kong gagawin. Mag-i-edit pa. Unahan na ako ni Ate Lisa na maglagay ng ano. Ako di ko pa nagawa yung mga ano kasi natambakan ko yung may video na naman bago. Kaya ayan.
Nagluto muna ako ng...
Ha?
Lumpia ba? Lumpia.
Ano niluto mo?
Lumpia.
Lumpia?
Lumpia. Shanghai ba? Shanghai. Original. Shanghai. Shanghai ba nito?
Pumasok ka kanina?
Oo. Dili ba ako nag-iko akong tingog de? Hindi nag-iko?
Hindi naman masyado. Hindi naman, busy lang mi. Uy, tamsak na boss. Good morning sa inyong dalawa. Mega mega shout out Sir Sanrio. Mega mega shout out kay Ate Lisa, Ana Melka, and Brooks. Sige, tambay-tambay lang ka kasi mga worker, nagtatrabaho. Ang mga workers nagtatrabaho. Dito madaling araw sa UK. Dito sa UK, matutulog na. Pero nag-guess pa ako kasi ang dami kong gagawin bukas.
Dapat mag-ilis lang natin kahit isang oras o 2 oras sa araw.
Hindi ko pa magawa kanina kasi ang dami kong ginagawa. Naglinis pa ako ng bahay kasi bukas, sa Saturday, merong Saturday kasi. Punta sila dito. Dito sila mag-sleep over. Mga kaibigan ko kasi birthday no ni Jane. Birthday no kaibigan ko. Happy birthday para Jane. Yung kaibigan ko nag-mukbang ba? Birthday niya. Saturday.
Birthday ko sa kaibigan mo?
Ha?
Birthday ko sa kaibigan mo?
Birthday. Tapos dito namin ihal sa bahay kasi magmukbang na naman kami. Magmukbang.
Abnormal ba naman yung asawa tayo?
Ha?
Abnormal.
Mag-alin? Hindi na marinig masyado.
Abnormal ba? Abnormal.
Nag-iko na naman ikaw.
Uy, munaog na po ko nga. Naog sa ko.
Nag-iko. Nag-iko. Ayan. Nagpula na naman. Asan na si Taba Ching Ching? Asan si Tabi Ching Ching?
Naog lang ko kumilaw.
Ha?
Naog lang ko kumilaw.
Nanahimik na naman. Ang bait din yan, no? Di siya iyakin, panay lang, manood lang siya. Kain, tulog lang siya. Kain, tulog. Bait naman.
Basta may kukumilaw tayo. Ganyan yan siya.
Bait.
Sabi ng mga asawa ko, baka daw, boyfriend na daw yan yung kukumilaw kasi lalaki yan eh. Si Jung. Kubangguan talaga itong asawa ko. Abnormal dito ang asawa ng kote.
Akala ko umalis na sila. Sabi ko, baka sinama ka sana, nag-holiday sila.
Wala. Ayaw ko nga sama-sama, pagkasama ang bata, ayaw ko na mag-vacation na pagkasama ang bata.
Galit na galit ka talaga sa bata,
Hindi, maingay kasi sa sasakyan kami, ang ingay-ingay, sinong hindi mairitan yan? Tapos pagsabihin mo na tama na yung ingay, lalong mugara, bako siya wag mugara.
Talaga? Ang kulit naman nun, hindi siya marunong respeto?
Oo, kaya nga. Hindi, pati nga tatay niya, hindi na respeto. Ako pa kaya?
Grabe naman yan. Hindi pwede sa akin yan. Ako, grabe. Masisigawan ko siya.
Kaya nga, pag nakaano ako, laging birni sa akin yung mukha ko kasi nakasimangot palagi. Tapos ito naman isa nagigalit, bakit ako nakasimangot? Kaya bakit hindi pwede kasi laging birni sa akin mukha ko.
Naku, kung sa akin yan, hindi pwede yung mag-iingay sa akin kasi ma-distract ako magdadrive.
Kahit hindi ako nag-drive, maingay talaga. Ayaw ko. Yung baby, parang walang yung baby, parang walang diretso. lang lagi ako antayon niya akong kuan. 10 years.
Na,
Kung 10 years
ano
na
dahil?
ako ni patuto niya akong 10 years. Kalain mo tay nga anak ko ganiha titi anak ko na. Di na ako ganahan sa akong kinabuhi tungod aning silang kag sige lang kag kuan ba kang pamanangil na ako ba. Tapos imong anak yang si paning yes siya kasuko kay giguba daw namo tanang ana-ana manangil ba. Gina
Ano
nako.
giguba? Ano nang giguba? Alin?
Charger niya bisag unsa bitay maguba. Wa siya lang pasangilan ako ug si Eliana kaming duha.
Yung asawa mo nag ano, ano, ano sa'yo, nag-a-accuse?
Oh, kaya nagbuisip ako.
Bakit ayaw niya yung ano niya? Bakit yung ano niya, yung anak niya?
Yung anak niya sinungaling pa naman. Akalain mo, tayo, ng isang araw, kahapon, ng isang araw, ng isang araw ba yun? Ng isang araw, nag-share siya ng ano-ano sa babae. Tapos sabi ko, bakit sinishare mo sa babae kung anong nangyari dito sa bahay or nangyari sa'yo? Bakit? Asawa mo ba siya? Sinabihan ko talaga siyang ganyan. Sabi ko, sa mga ganyang bagay, pag XX lang yun, ang usapan niyo about sa anak mo lang, hindi na about sa atin, sa'yo. Bakit?
Bakit sinasabi pa niya, kakagago pala niyan, kahit ako magagalit din ako niyan.
Kaya nga
Bakit
sinasabi
nilalabas niya? Dapat pag may problema sa bahay, problema lang dyan, hindi nilalabas.
Kaya nga sabihin ko kung mag-usap kayo about sa anak mo lang, hindi na yan pag-usapan na about sa iyo, about dito sa sa bahay. Bakit? Sino ba
Kaya
siya?
nga,
Wala naman siyang karapatan. Kaya nga sabi ko pag ganyan pa rin ang sabi ko kung ako nga ganyan tapos kinakausap ko yung ex ko, anong mararamdaman mo? Sinabihan ko siya
kaya
ng
nga.
ganyan. Hindi siya, nahimik lang siya.
Wala
Sabi
siyang
niya,
respeto sa'yo. Wala siyang respeto sa'yo kung ganyan siya.
sabi niya, I'll try daw. Sabi ko, I'll try. Sana nga. Ngayon, iwan ko lang kung nag-text pa ba sila kasi binuburan na yan yung text nila. Hindi ko na
Dapat hindi ganyan yan kasi para siyang walang respeto sa'yo. Na alam naman niya na ayaw mo ng ganyan. Bakit lagi pa niya ginagawa?
nga, pinapakita nga, parang lalo niya yung nilala ba?
Kaya nga. Ayaw ko rin ng gano'n na pag may problema sa bahay, kasi may pamilya na siya, kayo lang dyan. Huwag niya ilabas sa kahit sino man. Isusolve niyo diretso yan. Huwag nang iparating kung saan-saan kahit mga kaibigan. Kasi kasiraan mo rin yan eh. Asawa ka niya, parang sinisiraan ka niya, parang hindi rin maganda yung ganun.
Hindi, ang pag-usapan nila kasi, ganito. Yan, nakahanap ng trabaho ng asawa ko. Sinabi niya kasi, hindi ko pala ngayong week na tong simula ko. Next week pa pala, ganon, ganyan. Sino hindi mairitan niya? Siyempre, ako asawa.
Dapat wala na siyang pakialam yung ex niya doon. Kung ano mang may bago siya trabaho, kung ano man yung sweldo niya, kung ano mang ano niya, dapat wala na siya kasi usapan na bata lang. Huwag na yung kung ano pang pinagsasabi doon na kung lagi na ina-update yung asawa niya kung may ganito ganon, parang pa rin part of family pa rin yun. Parang, ayaw ko rin ng ganun.
Yan nga pinag-usapan namin ng friend ko, kahapon sana, kung nag-online ka doon, mag-ano na naman sana ako sa'yo dito. Wala, hindi ka nag-online sa live stream mo, kaya doon ko, kinausap ko yung friend ko na si Rochelle. Sabi niya, hindi dapat ganyan sis, ako niyan, sasampalin ko talaga siya. Ikaw hindi ako sasampal sis.
Kasi nga, dapat talaga, hindi siya niya kasi parang ka namang niyan, parang out of place niyan, parang hindi, instead sa'yo magsasabi kung ano may problema, dapat sa'yo sabihin, hindi yung kung saan-saan sabihin doon pa sa ex niya, tsaka ano, asawa ka niya, dapat kayo mag-solve sa problema, hindi yung sabihin doon sa ano, kung ano nangyayari diyan sa bahay niyo. Hindi naman maganda yun, lalo na asawa ka niya, tapos para namang wala kang ano, ikaw ang anak kung ano diyan, dapat kung ano yung ano, respeto niya. Kasi kung walang respeto talaga, ayan, ganyan talaga. Ayaw na ayaw ko talaga yung may problema sa loob tapos ilalabas. Inis na inis ako sa ganyan.
Kaya nga, sino hindi maiinis niyan? Siyempre, asawa ka. Kaya nga, sabi ko nga, mahaba yung text ko sa kanya, sabi ko nga,
Ay, Amimer Vlog, Mega Vlog, shoutout. Thank you sa pagpanood sa aking Primer, ha. Manta ka na. Manta ka na.
sabi ko, respetuhin mo naman ako.
Ano na?
Sabi ko, respetuhin mo naman ako.
Ayaw nga. Kasi parang wala namang respeto yan. Parang ano ba, yung mas gusto pa niyang hingian ng sama ng loob yung ex niya kaysa iyo. Pag ganyan mangyari niyan, hindi kayo magtatagal talaga niyan kasi on and on talaga siya lagi. Nako, hindi talaga yung magtatapos niyan. Hindi talaga maganda relationship niyo diyan habang buhay. Kasi kung lagi ka niyang hindi ka naman na sinasaktan physically, pero emotionally. Ang ano diyan kasi masakit diyan yung emotionally kasi ano, parang ano kanya, parang kami sa friendly din ako bukas. Ano yung PM? Sige, tapsakan ko yan. Iset ko yung timer, sana makaano. 9 PM? Tanghali. Ano na yan? Gising na ako niyan. Gising na ako niyan. Tanghali, 9 PM. Ang gabi pa pala eh. Sige, baba mo ano, Amer Vlog. Amer Vlog. Oo nga, Amer Air Vlog. Ibaba mo naman tapos na. Ang hirap ang ganyan, no? Parang hindi kanya inaano. Hindi kanya nirespeto. Alam niyang galit na galit ka talaga pag ginaganyan. Lalo ka niyang ginagalit para naman siyang ano, walang talagang ano. Parang dapat alam niyang alam niya na yan ang ayaw mo na ipag-ugnayan pa rin siya doon sa mga ano diyan. Dapat umiiwas na lang siya. Bata lang talaga kung bigay siya ng ano, suporta, kasi yun ang pinag-usapan talaga nila, tapos yun lang. Pero yung tungkol sa inyo, hindi na dapat yan na parating-rating pa doon.
Tapos pag sabi ko sa kanya noon, pagsabihan siya ng ganon, binura niya agad yung mga messenger, tapos sa text messages nila.
Binura niya.
Binura niya.
Binura niya para hindi mo mabasa o binura niya talaga parang forever na talaga. Ang buburahin niya yung number. Hindi naman niluloko niya.
Hindi niya pwede maburang number kasi paano lang, communication na siya anak niya.
Yun na nga. Wala pa rin yun kasi message lang yan eh. Buburahin talaga yan. Baka mabasa mo. Siyempre, ano talaga yun. Hindi, okay lang naman yun kapag ano siya. Ano ba talaga yung ano niya doon? As a friend lang. Pero kung friend lang naman, pero kung mga ano naman sa inyo pinagawayan niyo dyan sa bahay, dapat hindi na siya magsumbong-sumbong doon. Kasi dyan talaga umpisa ng away kung lagi siyang nagre-report doon na tungkol sa ganyan. Away ka ng away niya. Ano na naman sinasabi niya doon sa ano niya?
Kasi ito pala ang itong simula, sabi niya, baka marinig ako ba? Sabi niya kasi dito ay
Tagalogin mo na lang.
Ansya, mahal na mahal kita. Alam mo yan. And then sabi niya, nagkuhan daw siya, inalagaan na niya daw ako. Tapos neighbor daw siyang neighbor daw siyang nag-cheat. Tapos
Sino sila biyan niya? Yung babae o ikaw?
ako. Tapos
Oh, akala ko yung babae.
and then alam mo ano ni-reply ko?
Mm.
Ano ko, parang sabi ko, you all act that best friend. Sabi ko, kayong dalawa nag-act na parang best friend. Sabi niya, ako lang na best friend niya. Sabi ko, not really. Sabi niya, yes, real. Sabi ko, kung gusto mo talagang ma-feel ako ng ganyan, dapat,
Kausapin ka.
sabi ko, dapat, mag-stop na kayo na magsalita ng about sa kahit ano-ano. Kasi hindi mo naman yan sa kaano-ano eh. Sabi ko, hindi mo na yan sa kaano-ano eh. Pero pag mag-usap kayo about sa anak mo lang, ayun lang, period. Wala nang iba. Sinabihan ko na siyang ganun-ganun, te. Tapos, alam mo, sabi niya, I will try to do the better. Maora. Lalo ako nainis.
Di, alam mo dahil, bago pa kasi kayo mag-asawa, kasi parang ano kayo, nag-adjustan pa talaga kayo dyan eh. Kasi ganyan kasi sila mga puti eh, parang ano, ibang lalaki, ibang ano kasi ganyan sila na, parang ano pa rin nila yung ano nila. Pero, i-ano mo na lang yung sarili, ignorin mo siya kung ano, kasi ma-stress ka lang sa ganyan. Kung lagi niyang inaasar yan, baka ano ka pa dyan, ma-stress ka. Bayaan mo siya.
Kaya nga sabi ng friend ko, te, sabi ni Rochelle, sis, wag kang mag-act na care ka talaga sa kanya kasi lalo kang iinisin niyan kasi para daw feel daw nila na hindi ko daw kayang mawala siya. Sabi ni Sis Rochelle kasi ma-feel niya yan.
Wag mo ipapakita kasi nagsisilos ka. Kasi pag nagsisilos ka, the more nga nagsisilos ka, lalo ka niyang alasar-asarin yan. Lalo kang, parang, magpaano siya na talagang nagpapababibibigan siya. Parang, alam niyang, takot kang, ano ba, mapunta sa iba. Diyos ko po, mag-ano ka, yung gamitin mo yung utak mo, wag yung puso mo. Bayaan mo siya, na siya maghabol-habol sa'yo na, ignore mo siya. Kung anong narinig mo, I don't care. Sabi mo ganun. Basta, ano lang ka.
Kaya nga yan ang sabi ni Sis Rochelle. Kaya sabi niya wag ko daw ipakita na nagsiselos ako kasi lalaki yung ulo niya. Lalong parang parang ano yun ba iaasar nila ako lalong iasar nila ako.
Oo. Ganyan kasi sila mga puti eh. Ganyan sila.
Sabi ko, hindi mo talaga maiwasan, sis, kasi hindi mo maiwasan.
Pero dapat hindi siya kung magte-text siya doon, dapat yung nakaalam ka. Ikaw sabihin mo ako mag-text, sabihin mo ganun. Gusto mo mag-text sa kanya, ako magte-text.
Tapos alam mo te, minsan te, yan tumatawag ang babae, sabi ko, ba, tumawag siya sa'yo. Alam mo naman na may cellphone yung anak mo, bakit pa siya kailangan tumawag sa'yo? Sabi niya, hindi daw makontak yung bata. Sabi ko, pabili-bili pa kayo ng cellphone para sa bata. Hindi man lang makontak. Useless lang pa rin. Sabi ko sa kanya ganun.
Bakit naman talagang sila, tawag niya? Yung sa bata ba? Ano ba ang pinag-usapan na sa bata? Pero baka naman nanghingi pa ng suporta yan doon sa yung babae sa kanya na kahit nandiyan yung bata sa iyo, sa kanya nagsusupport din siya doon. Kahit nandiyan yung bata.
Wala naman yung pera asawa ko, te.
Wala.
La?
Di wag mo nang pagsilusan yan.
Kaya nga, magsisilas-silas eh.
Wag mo nang pagsilusan kasi kung lalo mo nang i-stressin mo sarili mo.
Sabi nga ni Sis Rochelle na, ay nako sis, yung yung ganyan mong skin, marami pa magkakagusto yan sa'yo dito. Kasi yan ang gusto nila. Sabi ko, sa bagay.
Hintayin mo lang yung kung talagang lagi ka niyang pag hindi siya nakikinig sa'yo, di, hintayin mo lang na pagdating ng araw, magkapapil ka na ready ka na kung ganyan siya lagi,
Pagdating
Ano
ng
lang,
ano ko na, tawag nito. Ang yan kasi ang ikaano ko te kasi si Eliana kasi te. Ayaw ko kasi mawala si Lily sa akin.
kaya nga. Kaya nga pabayaan mo nga lang 'pag ano nga, huwag mo nang i-stress sa sarili mo kasi kung the more nga magsige kag silos-silos, lalo ka niya pagsilosin. Ayan, meron palang binaba si Amer Air Vlog ng ano, tamtakan natin siya.
Eh,
Si Amer Vlog.
sinabi ko nga tin oy, ayaw ko talaga mawala si Eliana sa akin. Parang ano ko na si Eliana eh.
Di naman talaga sa'yo mapupunta yung bata kasi under below 7 pa. Kahit saan naman yan. Tsaka matino ka naman, hindi ka naman ano, pera lang kung pinabayaan mo yung bata talagang anuhin niya ng DSWD, yung ganun sa yung mga ano, yung mga pinabayaan yung bata. Pero kung ikaw naman, diyan talaga sa iyo kasi wala naman ikaw ng grounds na
Wala,
i-ano yan,
hindi naman ako
pinabayaan mo.
nagsisisi. Kaya nga,
Kaya
kaya
nga.
minsan tayo sinasabihan ako ng asawa, sabi ko sa asawa ko, baka gusto mong bumalik ng drug. Sabi niya, hindi na daw.
Ano na?
Sinabihan ko siya, baka gusto mong bumalik maggamit ng drugs.
Ano pala yan dati? Nalulung pala yan dati.
Ang nalulung yan sa droga dati.
Hmm.
Ano nga yan, tawag nito? Drug addict yan siya, te.
Oh my God.
Oo. Drug addict yan siya dati. Ano siya, tawag nito? 6 years na ata. 6 years ago na ata. 6 years? More 6 years ago na siyang hindi nakapag-drugs na.
Nagbago na kasi. Huwag mo nang anuhin yung nakaraan niya kasi lalo siyang mainis niyan. Pag ano,
Ay,
pabayaan mo na rin.
kasi pag sinabihan ko siya tungkol sa nakaraan niya, hindi naman.
Hmm.
Pero pag about sa mga ex niya, diyan siya naiinis siya. Pero ang alam, gusto ko nga kasi ano ti, i-add yung ex-wife niya sa Facebook.
Taas, at saan?
Sa Facebook, ex-wife niya.
Yan mo. Hindi ba mabait sa'yo yan? Hindi ba mabait?
Sino hindi mabait?
Yung babae, hindi mabait sa'yo?
Ay, naka-block yan sa akin.
Bakit gusto mo i-add?
Hindi siya, yung ex-wife ba? Kasi yung babae na yan, wala yan. Hindi sila nagkaano ng asawa ko.
Oh, sino bang ex-wife?
Yung ex-wife, iba yung ex-wife ng asawa ko, ito. Ano.
Wala siyang anak doon sa ex niya?
Wala, 5 months lang silang nagsama.
Bakit?
Hindi nagkaintindihan siguro. Ano kasi siya, white American po siya, white American, pero kaya nga sabi ko, ang ex niya, ang taba-taba, parang ako lang ano, medyo payat-payat.
Ikaw pa bata, swerte siya.
Oo, ako lang bata.
Ikaw lang bata, tapos ikaw pa ang ano, ikaw pa ang
Super swerte talaga itong asawa ko, te. Kung tutuusin lang. Kasi siya ang nakakakuha sa akin eh.
Tako 4 AM na. Oh, sige, uy. Sleep 4 AM. 4 AM na pala dyan. Oo nga pala, no? Kasi ano lang pala tayo ng oras. Kunti lang lamang natin sa oras. 2 hours lang. Inano kita. Day, ano mo rin to si Amar Vlog, Mel Hair ng ano, yung ano niya ba? Yung primer.
Ang Samsung na. Gamit ko yung Ninja ko, te.
Oo. Gamit ko rin yung kasi naka-live ako. Inano ko rin siya. Pero nag-play pa ako sa ano niya, sa harang. Nasa harang pa ako.
Wala
Inuulit ko kasi.
te. Wala pang harang. Ay, bukas pa to.
Ha?
Ayun, here, Asa na Amer. Ayan,
May harang siya, di ba?
Wala. Hindi yan harang, te. Naka-schedule lang yan para bukas.
Oh, hindi ba harang yan? Siya Mary teka, sandali. Ano may harang?
Ina-add na rin kita sa ano ko, sa Ninja ko. Legit naman doon Ninja ko, wag kang mag-alala. Pero hindi na ako nag-comment.
Iba pala yung wala pa ba siyang harang? Ano ba yun? Akala ko nag-play ako kanina sa harang. Ano ba yun?
Na-share mo na sa
Salamat.
group, te?
Salamat.
Na-share mo na sa group, te? Wala pa.
Ay, hindi pa. I-share ko lang dito sa
Ako na mag-share. Sinashare ko na.
I-share ko siya dito sa kabilang group.
Lahat,
Share.
4 group ko dito sa ano sa Facebook.
Ako din, ang dami na rin. Diyos ko, napudpud na yung daliri ko sa sa katamsak. Nakakapagod na magtamsak. Diyos ko po, ang
Ayan,
dami
tiyaw.
na.
Ayan, te.
Ayan, ang sarap naman yan. Ano yan? Lumpia? Spring roll?
Oh.
Ay, ang sarap. Pahingi. Yan. Ano sausawan?
Kuwan, sweet and sour.
Uy, ang sarap. Pahingi ako.
Dali.
Nagawa na ako niyan.
Pinapaano ko kasi, pinapalamig ko muna kasi mainit. Galing luto. Luto ba? Luto. Niluto
Oo
ko
nga,
muna.
sobrang init niyan. Ako naman ay gusto ko suka, tuyo, saka chili.
Ayaw ng asawa ko nito kasi ano daw, konti lang daw yung karne. Gusto niya yung maraming gulay.
Oh, ano puti karne, maraming gulay. Ano ba sinabi mo? Donas TV, kamsakdan mo. Shout out Ate Lisa. Mika shout out. Thank you for coming sa MS. Pintuan lang. Salamat sa tamsak.
Hello, Duna. Kain tayo.
Nagpapalaway nga itong isa eh. Sarap ng ano niya. Ay, pupunta sila dito, ni Jel sa Saturday. Dito sila matulog. Kasi birthday ni Jane.
Sinong birthday, Jel?
Oh, si Jel ang pupunta dito saka si Jane. 4 lang kami kasi allowed nga dito, 6 lang allowed dito ngayon, di ba? Allowed lang dito pag nag-get together, 6 lang na tao ang allowed. Sige ate, salamat kayo. Parang may anak, Ate Lisa. Oo nga, masarap nga eh. Nakita mo yung mukbang namin ng sushi. Sushi nagmukbang kami kahapon.
Hindi naman ako mahilig ng sushi. Gusto ko pansit.
Pansit lang. Nagluto ko ng pansit. Nagdala ko ng pansit doon. Hindi ka kumakain ng sushi. Sarap ba?
Kumakain ako pero once lang. Pero ayaw ko na. Hindi ko gusto.
Sarap kaya. Sausaw mo sa sausawan. Gusto ko yun. Sarap ng sushi.
Sabi ko sa asawa ko, papasok ako work bukas pero late na. Ayaw kong kasi gumising maaga eh.
Kakapagod, no?
Juna,
hi, hello. May shout out sa iyo. Thank you for coming. Piniplay ko si Tabang kapatid. Sunod piniplay ko sa kanya. Sabi ko, bakit pumasok naman pala sa kanya ang Yuki? Sabi ko, siyempre bago pa lang kasi ako nag-start siya, kailan lang naman ako nag-start sa kanya, kailan ko lang naman siya nakilala na punta dito sa LS. Pero pumasok, sabi ko, tingnan mo nga Yuki kasi nag-play naman ako sa iyo ng everyday. Tapos pinagsama ko sa kanya yung mga video para ma-play ko siya lagi. Kasi hiwalay-hiwalay yung video niya. Katulad sa iba. Kasi parang ha?
Nagsama niya.
Oo, sabi ko nga pagsama mo para madali kong i-play kasi iniiwanan ko halimbawa bago ako matulog. Iwanan ko yan. Tapos habang nandito ako nag-play na yan. Tapos pagtulog ko, iniwanan ko yan dito nag-play. Bababa ako ng kinabukasan pa, mga ilang oras yun. So, mag-i-in yun doon sa LS niya.
Madam Elvira, kain! Ayun o.
Ay, si Ma'am Elvira nandyan. Hello, Ma'am Elvira. Mega love shout out. Thank you. Shout out ko Ma'am Luni, Ma'am Lisa. Thank you dyan, Ma'am Ma'am Elvira. Ako ganun sana ko rin kasi ngayon ko lang na-save na magagawa yung sa congratulations ba na monetize ko, hindi ko pa talaga nagawa kasi hindi ko ma-save. Kasi napuno talaga cellphone ko. Ngayon, nag-delete. So ngayon, nag-save na ako. Magagawa ko na, ma-upload ko na siguro yan mga baka itong week na to, this week. Kasi busy talaga ako. Ang tagal kasi mag-edit, tapos nagagawa pa ako ng mga ano-ano. Ang dami nga, tapos sabi ko, ay naku, ang haba. Noon pa yan, gumawa na ako ng video. Kasi lang, hindi ko nga alam ma-upload kasi sobrang puno na talaga ang phone ko. Grabe, oy. Kain doon tayo, barber tayo, may pito rice. Poto rice ako. So, bira, sarap to magluto ng luto, di rin naman tumataba. Buti pa kayo, pag kain ka ng kain, di kayo tumataba. Samantalang ako, pag kain ako ng kain, Diyos ko.
Sige, marunong ako gumawa ng puto. Sige,
Oo.
burger tayo, ulit ka.
Madali lang yung poto, dali lang gawin. Wala pa
Madali lang nga, marunong ako gumawa ng.
Ako pag tamad ako sa rice, pag tamad ako mag-steam, nilalagay ko sa oven, ng bilis lang. Pag sa oven. Nilagay lang sa oven, dali-dali. Sa lang minuto lang yun, wala pa isang oras, tapos na. Dali lang. Oo, madali lang yung puto eh. Kaya, di ako nahirapan sa puto.
Magawa ako ng puto, ano lang, halin na lang gamit ko.
Kahit ano lang naman ang ano dyan, kung gusto mong madalian. Bukas gagawa ako ng braso de Mercedes, yung cake.
So, din tayo, gagawa ako ng ng budbud na balanghoy.
Sus, katsaga ko niyo mo. Saan ka man kumuha ng balanghoy? Sunod araw gawa ng Spanish bread.
Marami pala ako.
Madali lang din yun gawin ng may pera. Ako lang kasi busy lang ba? Sabi ko, sige, gagawa lang ako niya pag may time ako. Ano, Day?
Maraming tinda na balanghoy dito, te.
Ha?
Maraming tinda na balanghoy.
Talaga? Para pala diyang no, yung Pilipinas. Dito wala, wala. Bihira lang mayroon dito. Request ni Amo ba ay?
Ano kasi? Marami kasing ano dito, Chinese store. Tapos Thailand store.
Ay, ganon?
Meron yan sila.
Meron dito Oriental nga eh. Meron dito Oriental.
Nakagawa na ako one time balanghoy na na budbud pero wala na ako nakuhan ba na video bitaw.
Ano man yun, di ba, ano yun? Pigain mo pa yun? Saan mo pinipiga?
Nudnod.
Ay, puto ha?
Nudnod ba? Nudnoron muna sa nudnoron.
Ay, di ba puto yun ang ano? Puto yun ang...
Piga.
Ay, ano ba yung puto ba yun na balanghoy yung pinipiga?
Puto na balanghoy tapos ang balanghoy na budbud butangan nimo bukayo, lami kayo.
Sarap nga.
Magkuhan gyud ako kanang magbilo-bilo unta ko. Pero hindi kompleto yung yung wala akong kamote.
Eh, ang alam mo gusto ko sa bilo-bilo, ano lang talaga, napaka-simple lang. Langka lang at saka yung bilo-bilo, okay na ako doon. Saka gata. Hindi ko
Okay
na ayoko na. Ha?
Okay ka na langka, bilo-bilo at saka gata?
Bilo-bilo, langka, saka gata, yun lang. Saka, yun lang. Parang, ano lang, hindi na ako ng maraming sausaw. Basta may, ano lang, basta yun lang ang mahalo niyan. Gusto ko na yun. Yung mga, ano lang.
Ako din, hindi ako nabubuhay pag walang saging. Gusto ko saging. Saging na lakat, yung saging saba.
Okay lang ako sa saging, pero mas gusto ko yung langka at saka bilo-bilo. Tarapan talaga ako doon.
Kaya nga hindi ako nakapunta ng store. Gusto ko maggawa sana ako ngayon. Hindi ako nakapunta ng store. Hindi ako nakabili ng langka at saka kamote. Yung kamote na pula.
Masarap pag maraming sahog. Masarap kasi pag maraming sahog ang
Nangita akong asawa na ako.
Hinahanap ka, akala na lumayas ka na.
Nadunggan ako, gipaan siya, nangutan na siya yung inahana, asa daw ko.
Ba't hindi ka niya nakita? Wala, ano ba kayo malaki ba bahay niyo? Hindi niyo makikita, marinig?
Hindi, nakita niya ako kanina, nagluto kasi ako, tapos pagkatapos ng luto, nandun siya sa kwarto. Kaya, pagkatapos luto, tinanong ko siya kung gusto ba niyang kumain. Sabi niya hindi, kaya ako umakyat ako sa taas.
Tapos hinahanap ka?
Nanap niya ako. Narinig ko kasi.
Narinig ka siguro dyan kasi nagsasalita ka. Posible naman di ka narinig. Kung siya nga narinig mo.
Hindi siya narinig. Ang nanay niya, narinig ko ang boses ng nanay niya. Lamay dyan, Madam Elvira, nasuma na balanghoy.
Pinipli ko kayo dito ni Taong Gata kapatid.
Naka-play pa nga siya sa akin din, no? Yan, no?
Oo nga, lagi ko nga yung piniplay. Kaya nga sabi ko, tingnan mo nga kasi magsigil ako play tapos hindi naman mapasok. Tingnan mo mabuti. Kasi nag-update din si Lolo every other day. Hindi naman every day yan si Lolo nag-update. Minsan pag weekend, Monday na yan nag-update. Hindi yan nag-update ng everyday. Hindi mo makikita. Kaya pinatingnan ko sa kanya.
Kahapon ako nag-CIS ako kahapon. Bali, dapat ako na 681, nagiging 691. Oh, ayan.
Nag-super chat ka?
Nag-super chat ako. Yung dumikit sa akin, hinantay ko talaga na hindi malaglag. Kasi hindi ako umalis doon sa
Pero alam mo, nag-super chat din ako nung nakaraan. Ang daming dumikit sa akin. Kinabukasan, nawala lahat. Kahit hindi ko binalikan. Hindi ko binalikan yun. Mga 3 days ko pa binalikan. Pero nawala talaga.
Hindi ako umalis sa kanya. Tapos kanina ngayon, pag check ko, andoon pa rin. Sabi ko, wow, kahapon pa yun ha. Tapos saka ko na lang sila binalikan. Ngayon ko na sila binabalikan.
Ako, nag-ano din ako kasi yung ano pangalan ng vlogger natin, malaki na yung niya eh. 11, na nga siya, nagpupunta ako doon minsan, 11, si Jake, ano ba pangalan no? Nakalimutan ko pangalan ng Lagi ako nagpupunta doon, tapos mabait kasi siya, tapos nagpa-super chat ako. Nagdaming dumikit. Maabot siguro ng 30 yata yun. Pero kinabukasan, Diyos ko, naubos din, wala din. Tapos nag-reply na ako. Pagkatapos ko nag-reply, saka nangawala. Kung na-replyan na, saka nangawala.
Sana may pumasok.
Kaya tuloy din ako.
Para mag-graduate ako ng 7 ngayon.
Kaya nga. Hello, Cora. Kumusta? Kumusta kami dyan? Pasok na sa trabaho? Namunin na si Ma'am Amerikano. Ha?
6 na lang kulang sa akin para mag-graduate na ako ng 7.
Kita mo padandahan ka lang pero palapit ka na mag-graduate. Test tinan mo. Naghabulan na kayo ni Ma'am Elvira. Kaya tinutok ko na nga sa'yo kasi hindi na ako nagpe-play ni Ma'am Elvira, hindi na ako masyado nagpe-play ni Kinaboy America kasi tapos nakagraduate na siya kaya ko na sa'yo yung dati kasi dalawa-dalawang browser binigay ko sa'yo tapos sa kanya 3 kasi nga binansakan ko siya ng tapos morning na siya. So ngayon, itamos ako na itong lahat sa sa magkapatid, 3 nilagay ko sa kanyang browser eh.
Hindi tumataas yung WH yata eh.
Hindi nga daw. Ay, kasi siya, cellphone lang kasi yung ginamit niya. Diyos ko, mahirap talaga pag cellphone. Wala daw silang internet masyado. Wala silang
Nainis ako sa internet ko.
Malapit na si Lisa. O nga, sa Mamilbera din. Malapit ka na Mamilbera. Mag-live ka na rin Mamilbera para tulungan kita. Piniplay din kita Mamilbera para makaipon ka na rin sa WH. So, lagi ko piniplay ito sa si Lisa. Si Ayami Vlog. Piniplay din si Sir Alex, hindi ko kasi alam kung Sir Alex wala pa kasi mga videos. Diyos ko, pag-i-play mo si Sir Alex, Diyos ko, wala pang, di mo pwedeng iwanan, tapos na agad.
Ay,
Ilan lang,
hindi pa pala na ano kung ano, Madam Elvira, idikit ko sa'yo yung ano, yung ninja ko, tapos hindi na lang ako magbakas. Tingnan mo mga bukas kung tatanggal ba.
ang alin yun?
Ninja ko.
Ah,
Ayan,
mga may
572 na siya.
Ako kasi, gawin kong legit yung mga ninja ko, lagyan ko ng mga video, tapos i-active ko siya lagi.
Legit
Pag
naman
ano,
yung ninja ko, te. Ginagamit ko nga mag-play sa ano, mga video.
ay, ako di kasi, ang ginagamit ko sa mga video, di ako nagamit ng mga ninja ko sa mga video. Ang ginagamit ko yung Incognito. Kasi malaking bigay ng Incognito eh. Doon nga ako na, ano eh, malaking bigay ni Lolo doon sa akin eh. Hala, si Ayami Vlog, nandyan. Hello, Ayami Vlog! Kumusta? Speaking to you. Nasabi ko lang si Ayami Vlog, biniplay ko. Nandyan pala. Uy, ano, si Rambo, kumusta na? Sabi ko ba, ang piniplay ko to si Sir Rambo. Si Sir Alex, di ko ma-play kasi kakaano na, natapos na agad. Nakita ko nga, may bagong LS si Sir Rambo eh. Si ano, pag nadagdag na naman sa live na, di ko siya nakita nag ano, tulog siguro kung nag-live niya.
Ate Con, mag-ano ako ha, sa tawag nito, comment ako
Sir,
ha, tapos
Rambo, pag nag-live ka naman, i-share mo naman dito sa messenger ko para matamsakan ko naman. Para itambay ko kung ano, kung hindi ma-replay ko. Pero di ba ano ko naman, ipiniplay ko naman eh. Para maragdagan yung ano.
te,
Ha? Hmm?
ano, tanggalan mo nga ng jacket si Lisa Ninja. Tingnan ko kung naka-help view ba. Pag naka-help view, ayan, delikado yan.
Ano naka-help view? Ano ibig sabihin
Yung,
ng help view?
yung naka-ano, kasi pag naka-help view ka kasi, problema mo, yung bahay mo ang problema, kaya tinatanggal ni Lolo.
Hindi, sa pag nag-help, ano ba help view?
Di ba yung may
Maganda
ano,
naman ano.
di ba naka-hide and show? Yun, di ba siya?
Oo, hindi naman nag-show yun ah.
Hindi, tanggalin mo muna ng jacket tapos mag-comment ako balik.
Mandali.
Kasi yan daw ang problema eh. May nagsabi sa akin yan kasi pag may pumasok sa na
Nagpalipad na naman si Ayami Vlog. O, ikaw talaga Ami Vlog ha.
te,
Tama na yan.
pag may
Uy, thank
pumasok
you
sa
sir Ami Vlog. Tama na. Ha? Mandali.
pag may pumasok sa ganyan sa LS mo, wag mong jakitan kasi may problema sa ano nila sa account nila. Oh, may
Uy,
nagsabi
Ayami Vlog. Salamat dyan naman. Uy, tama na dyan. Sige lang. Ikaw na talaga sige super chat sa akin dyan. Salamat. Salamat si sir Salamat dyan. Di ba ako ng ano dyan ha? Ikaw marami na nga akong kaya pinipili kita kasi laki-laki ng pinapahalo mo sa akin. Pinapa-super chat mo sa akin lagi. Asa na si Asa na yun? Di ko makita yung pangalan mo dito. Nasa na ba? Uy, si Rambo. Salamat din si Rambo. Uy, nandyan pala siya. How is going? Ayan. Ito pa rin Sir Rambo. Busy.
Tinanggalan mo ng
Sige. Dan lang po. Slobat ako. Sige. Sige, Marky. Thank you. Salamat sa thumbs up. Ay, ito pala nakita ko na. Nakita ko sa
Tinanggalan mo ng jacket.
Ay, sadali. Mag-ano pala. Ninja pala ginamit yung pang tanggalan. Ninja ang ginamit ko. Pagtingin ko doon, parang i-black na tuloy yung ninja ko rin. Sadali. Iyan ko siya. Salamat din si si Rambo. Ay, pasok ka ba si Rambo? Talaga to si Rambo. Napaka-generous nito. Sige lang siya. Palipad rin. Yan. Sige. Tanggalin ko. Yan. Matanggal ba? Ma'am Ras Vlog, bigyan lang shout out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Ayan, kung gusto niyo, parang ayuda. Si Ma'am Ras Vlog, thank you so much sa pagpunta sa premiere ko. Hello everyone. Ayan. Mag-iwan na kayo ng bahay. Ibaba ko ng bahay lista. Kita nyo naman to si super chatter natin, si I Am Vlog. Napaka-generous nito talaga. Sige lang 'tong ano-ano talaga. Kaya gusto ko dami ko ng utang dito. Dami ko ng utang si Sir Rambo. Sige lang yan ano sa'kin, sige lang yan nagpalipad. Uy, ano ko yan dito kasi gusto ko yan si Sir Rambo. Uy, Ma'am Elvira, nag-chat up diyan, ha.
Alam, magkano ba yung sahod mo? Tinasahuran ka na, te?
Wala pa nga ako isang buwan.
Hindi, isang buwan. 2 weeks lang daw ata yan eh.
Hindi 2 weeks kung marami ka ng kung marami ng nagpapasahod sa'yo. Diyos ko naman, kailangan upload ka ng upload ng video, marami kang viewers, marami kang naipon sa mga pinipini mo.
Ganun
Kaya
pala.
sabi ko nga dahil pag nakaipon ako, alam mo pag walang ano na, Diyos ko, tutulong ako talaga dun sa mga walang ano. Yung
Wow, buti mo
mga
sila vlog. May first salary na siya sa YouTube. Magkano kaya? Tanungin mo, te. Magkano, te?
mga salary. Nung last vlog, malaki na ba sinasahod mo? Milyon na. Milyon na yata nagkakapiro siya. Tinatanong ka, Ma'am Ras, malagong milyon na ba kinikita mo dyan? Lagi kasi malaki na kasi bahay niyan eh. Kaya marami na gusto. Bigyan shout out dyan sa walong million people. Magbaba lang kayo ng bahay. Baba lang ng bahay.
Sa Saturday, te, aalis kami sa Saturday. Magsakay kami ng train. Tapos, mag-video ako ng mga leaves na, mga dahon ba, ng lagas.
Utom. Oo, kami rin. Pero hindi kami ngayon aalis. Next pa kasi may party kami nito. Pupunta kami dun sa kasi autumn. Favorito ko, ko kasi yung favorito. Yung autumn. Nasa primer po ako bukas, kaya see you po. Baba ka ng bukas na ba ang mo, primer?
Bukas pati, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. ata dito. 9 p.m. ang sabi dito.
Ganon. Tingnan natin. Uy, tamsakan nyo naman yung primer ni Ras Vlog. Tingnan nyo yan. Kasi tutulong din niya yan. Ayuda niya.
Gusto ko matingnan yung sahod ni for salary sa YT.
For salary. Maghingi tayo ng Ma'am Ras Vlog, magkano ba sila sa sahod mo? Milyon? Ayan. Magtamsak ako dyan. Ay, di ko pala kasi tuwing si Ma'am Ras Vlog, natamsakan ko kasi naglalag ako. Tamsak ko na lang itong ninja ko. Legit naman itong ninja ko eh. Hindi ko matamsak pala yung menu. Ay. Nagtamsak ako nung nakaraan dito, binaba niya. Min pala natamsak ko, pero hindi na ako nag-comment. Kasi baka mapalo ang nilog.
Gusto ko malaman ng dollar, sa dollar, hindi yung sa Pilipinas money.
Anong sa dollar? Dami niyang tamsak. Ang dami na niyang tamsak. Nasa 567 na yung niya tamsak nito. Ako gusto ko rin alam mo ba, gusto ko rin balikan yung mga mga nakaraan. Gusto ko rin yung pabalikan ko yung saan kami ng galing noon na gusto ko walang souvenir. Wala na time masyado sa YT, lagi na may busy driving na ulit papasok sa work. Busy lang muna. O sige sir, si Rambo, alam ko busy ka talaga. Natawa nga ako kasi may naka-silent ka, hindi ko man na napansin. Sabi ko, nag-silent pala, hindi ko napansin. Nakita ko lang yung piniplay ko yung piniplay ko yung yung playlist mo. Sabi ko, may bago. 2 hours ago. Ay, kano ba yun? Ano ba yun? 2 hours ago ba? O ano ba yun? Hindi ko napansin ba? Naka-silent. I-share mo kasi pag may ka, parang maano ka. Pero piniplay ko lang naman, nire-replay ko. Mag-video kasi Rambo. Mag-video ka, video. Videohan mo yung mga mo dyan, mga tanong. Rocky TV, hey, good morning, Papa. Hello, good morning. Kumusta? Mega love shout out. Good morning, good morning. Si Ma'am Ras Vlog. Ang dami na pala kay Ma'am Ras Vlog. Ay, ano ba ito? Brains, thumbs up dan host. Hello, ay bigyan ko kayo ng jacket. Thumbs up. Thank you sa thumbs up. Thank you for coming. Bigyan ko kayo ng jacket dyan. Nagbigay pala ako ng jacket. Salamat sa mga thumbs up. Dikitan nyo rin ako guys. Salamat naman sa inyong pagpunta sa aking always. Wala, ako, nag-equate. Eh, baba lang kayo ng bahay dyan. Level of pag. Level of love. Nag-active lang ako, sabi ko ba nako, pag di ko Dikita niyo tulungan kasi binabang super chatter. Dikita niyo naman mga super chatter guys. Kasi napaka-generous yung kaibigan ko yan. Hindi kayo magsisi niya. Hindi yan lagi yan super chat dito. Pakidikitan nyo naman. Shout out naman Lisa. Pakidikitan nyo naman itong binaba ni Ayami Vlog guys. Ay, ako na magbaba pala. Wala pala siya binaba. Ako na magbaba sa kanya. Si Ay. Alam mo, matatawa ko kasi, pinipili ko yan si Sir Alex. Tapos ang niya, ang bilis matapos.
Hindi pala malaki, te.
Anong hindi malaki?
Ang sahod sa YT kasi pinapanood ko yung babae. Ano siya? Yung natanggap niya 304 dollar Singaporean money. Pero pera sa Pilipinas ay 11,200.
Hindi naman talaga malaki. Sino magsabi malaki? Malaki lang kung marami kang nag-viral ka, malaking viewers, maraming kang, tawag yan? Yung marami nanonood sa iyo, yung yun ang malaki.
Maganda nga talaga pag naka-YT ka, mag-post ka ng mga kalukuhan.
Hindi mag-viral ka nga. Hindi naman kalukuhan. Basta kung mag-viral ka, yung interesado yung panoorin ng tao. Yun ang yan. Ako, alam mo, yung dito, pag sa atin, lalo na dito sa UK, kasi UK, US, sa atin hindi talaga yan. Pero pag sa Pilipinas yan, malaki ng pera niyan kasi nasa Pilipinas. Pero pag nasa UK, ako dito nga lang, Diyos ko po.
Malaki na ngayon sa Pilipinas.
Ayan, na-share ko na si school kasi nasa Instagram ka nga lang, kaya wala nakaalam. Visit. Pasaway ka talaga. Ayan, sinishare ko to. Ayan, binaba ko yung bahay mo, Ayami Vlog. Uy guys, dikita mo naman to si Ayami Vlog. Daisy kasi yan eh. Ako na magbaba ng bahay niya. Dikitan nyo naman. Depende po lahat sa viewers membership. Oo nga. Ako nga, hindi ako nagpa-membership na eh. Hindi pa ako magpaano ng membership. Pag lumaki na yung bahay ko, saka na siguro ako mag-membership. Kasi nagsusupport pa ako ngayon, nagtutulong pa ako sa mga nag-WS na awa sa mga kaya ako saka na ako magbalaki na yung bahay ko. Yan. Si Ma'am Ras Vlog, marami niya kasi laki na ng bahay niyan eh. Saka marami nagpa-super chat niya, nagpa-member. Yan. Tsaka ano dito kasi day, ano eh, ano lang talaga, pag may nagpa-member, lalo pag ano, tawag dito, sa atin kasi nasa US ka, nasa UK din ako. Tapos yung ano, hindi ba masyadong ano, dahil sa rate. Pero pag nasa ano ka, Pilipinas ka, okay lang yun sa kanila. Dito tax pa. Share ko kung gusto. Nasa Instagram ko daw, sa white Shoutout Ma'am Lisa, shoutout host. Dikit na po ako sa iyo. Sige, salamat. Magbaba kayo ng bahay. Tapos dikitan nyo naman yung binabang bahay dyan, guys. Pakisuyo naman, please. Saka si Ma'am Ma'am Ras Vlog, saka yung binabang bahay. Kaya Amin Vlog. News per chapter. Pakidikitan, please. Sisiram din. Natatawa ko dito eh. Yung mga kulitan eh. Na-miss ko rin si Ma'am Revelia. Sabi ni Ma'am Revelia, pag na ma-open na yung maganda siya. Hindi naman host, tama lang.
Hindi ka nabuhi eh.
Sa white pag naglalabas pa nga business side. Kasi ano, malit lang naman talaga. Malit lang naman yan kasi kung yan ang asahan mo talaga, malit lang talaga. Pinipili lang kasi yung kita mo dyan sa ano eh, yung video mo, pins lang. Malit lang yan. Tingnan mo, kung mag-viral ka, yun, malaki yan. Marami kang mga super chat, kung yung ako nga din eh, pag nag-ano, kulangin pa yan. Para lang enjoy lang natin ba? Baka pagdating ng araw, yung puro pagdating ng mga, alam mo yung mga ibang mga vloggers, ano daw sila, naghintay muna sila maabot ng mga 1 taon, 2 taon, saka pa sila kumikita talaga. Hindi sila kumikita ng mga months lang. Kasi palaki na, the more kasing lumaki yung bahay mo, darami ka ng mga supporters, nakilala ka na, yan, doon ka nakita. Pero pag ano, hindi rin eh. Hindi rin, yung mga ano pa, di pa, wala pa mag-subscribe sa'yo. Kailangan mo, lumaki mo na yung mga bahay mo para ka ng, yung pinakamalaki na yung marami kang mga viewers, marami kang mga subscribers, kasi yan ang nag-view talaga. Ako kasi paano naman ako, din na ako nangingisda ngayon eh, kasi nga paano ako mangisda na busy, tapos sa gabi naman ay nag-ELS, tapos pag nagpa-super chat naman ako, kinabukasan nalagas na naman lahat. Nalagas. Naubos, kaya di na lumaki ang bahay.
Andiyan ba si Madam Elvira?
Ewan ko kung nandyan. Ayan, si Sir Larry. Hello, Sir Larry! Miguel loves shot. Si Sir Larry is here.
Hello, Sir Larry.
Sabi ko, akit ka, Sir Larry. Sir Larry, how are you doing? You can join with us. Thank you for coming sa primer ko, Sir Larry, ha. Mukbang yesterday. We had a mukbang. Korean seafood spicy. Di talaga ako marunong. I don't know how to use the chopstick. Di talaga ako marunong mag-chopstick. Pinagtawanan nila ako. Kasi di ako marunong. Ayan, Sir Larry, Sir Dahan. Thank you.
Everybody do that. Yep.
Sir Larry, natatakpan na si Lisa. Pag nandiyan, dumating, natatakpan. Ayan. I said, my pictures when getting small with something like that. I need to go like that.
Well, I'm still having a problem with my camera. I have a technician coming over tomorrow to check my connection.
Your
So,
camera is fine, Sir Larry.
oh, right now it is, but it's still been like in and out, like kind of blurry. So
My camera is
when I called
my
them,
camera is
they
right.
said, oh, well, your signal is strong. I said, yeah, from your office it's strong. It's not strong here. I don't care what it says there. I'm looking right at it. It don't work right. So I'm gonna have them.
Yeah, I like your camera because
brand new
your camera is very clear. Are you using your new laptop? Your PC?
Yeah, it's a new computer, and I have problems with Roku loading all the time. So there's definitely something wrong. So I don't really. It's not like a big deal. But if I'm paying almost $80 a month for it, I want it to work.
But my camera is not good. I don't know. My camera is good, but I'm not good looking.
Hey,
So
Elvira. Hey, did you guys all see Lisa's exercise video?
nakinig ako sa inyo. Hello po, Sir Larry. Mega shout out ako din, ma'am ko. Nitusukin ko ng chopstick. For you. Very clear and handsome, Sir Larry. Yeah, very clear and handsome, Sir Larry.
Yeah, now it's blurry. Oh, there it goes. It's going in and out. You're crazy.
As long as you are there, Sir Larry, you still look young. You look
Bothers
young.
me. I was actually looking for a microphone today on Amazon, but I don't know what to get.
Have you got a microphone?
I was looking. I don't like. I like having choices, but I don't like having too many choices. So when you go on Amazon and look for microphones, there's like 3,000. I'm like, I don't know what the hell. You know, I get confused. I see so many, and I'm like, oh, I like this one. Oh, I like this one. Oh, I like. I forget. So
many choices. You need to buy a new one, Sir Larry. You need to buy one.
Yeah.
Because you for I love that as well. I need to check as well in Amazon because I think I need to request that for my presents on Christmas.
Yeah. See?
Sir.
What you got there? Spring rolls?
Yeah.
Spring roll is too big. She got this spring roll is too big. Sir Larry, I was like, we had a mukbang yesterday with Gel.
Yeah,
I don't know how to use the chopstick.
I have a hard time with that too. My friends, they always show me. It's like when I was describing to you when I was trying to play guitar. My fingers don't work like that. So it's really, I can do it. It's just really difficult.
I just try like that. Jill, she know how to use the chopstick, but I can't do it.
Yeah, my fingers definitely don't work like that.
I couldn't do it. I'm just like, oh my god, I just like.
Yeah. I have some like I think they're made of plastic.
I'm just like I'm not satisfied for the chopstick. I'm comfortable using the.
Yeah, I'll do that sometimes. I'll make like that a certain kind of Asian dish, and I'll take a picture of it with the chopsticks, but I don't actually use them. I just take a picture with it because it looks better. But I use a fork or a spoon. Yeah.
I did. I can do it when I use the big stuff like sushi, but something is small, thin like that. I can do it. I can pick it. Sarap na to. Yes, Lisa, she cooked the spring rolls, but I think it's vegetable spring rolls. Lisa, spring rolls?
No, it's with the meat, carrots, you know.
What kind of meat? Is it pork?
Meat?
Pork?
Yes,
like Shanghai. It's a Shanghai.
Awesome. Especially when they're nice and warm, crispy. Oh man.
Yeah, you like that. I know how to do that.
Yeah. I don't like the other kind that are like in
sarap
softer. I like those ones when you fry them better.
Saturday, Sir Larry, we have another mukbang here because our friend Jane,
Yeah.
her birthday today. I think today. Then we will have a party on Saturday.
Wow.
So we just
Guys,
so this Saturday we can have a live here. So we
yeah,
will show you. Jill, they're going to sleep over here at my house in Saturday. So
the sushi,
they will come.
the sushi
Yeah, they're
master,
coming. Yeah,
Gel, the
they
sushi
will.
master.
Yeah, Jill and Jane, Kathy. Yeah. I think they're four of them. They're coming on Saturday. So we're doing have a party again.
Nice.
Who's gonna be our number 5?
I've just been kind of lazy. Actually, I've just been running around the past couple of days. I connected with a couple of people. I'm looking at a truck, a couple different trucks. But it was so windy today. It got really cold and windy, and I just like, oh, God, I'm so annoyed already. I don't like
Is
the
it?
cold.
Not too much today, but yesterday, shower yesterday.
So I just had I had a cigar, I had a burger. I broke down and got a burger, and I had a cigar, and I stayed home the rest of the day, didn't do anything. So yeah, that was my day. Crazy.
Yeah. Are you going to sing Sir Larry today? Tonight? You got a nice microphone, are you?
I don't know.
Oh
I
no,
don't know. I
you can
hear
sing Sir Larry. I should like today I just yesterday I woke up so early so because I went to jail we having a lunch there and when I came back home I just like oh I need to edit and I'm a bit tired I went to bed early then tonight I said oh I need to make the video you send that to me and some of my congratulations I had already the one, but I can't save, so I need to delete my old videos. Then I need to save. So I'm editing now, so maybe this week because I'm too busy to edit. I can't even make my own video.
Yeah, did I send that to you like 2 weeks ago? I was wondering.
Yeah, the Ma'am Elvira sent us with
I've done that
may I
before for somebody. Somebody last Christmas, they were begging me, "Oh, can you make me a Christmas greeting? Make me." They kept bugging me every day. I'm like, "Okay, I'll make it." And then she never posted it. Like, why'd you bother me for all that?
same here. Like I did as well. I said, no, I need to do this because I already because I keep posting yeah I keep making a video then another video and another video so I need to post and post then delete some of because my storage of my phone is full up now. I need to delete some videos otherwise I can it's so crazy. I need to delete more old videos then
Yeah.
I can make the space storage.
Yeah, I'm just trying to prepare to do some more stuff, more work. And I probably won't do anything for like a week because I just don't feel like it. And I got to find a truck too. So, but I made a connection with somebody today. It's older, but it's got really low miles and it's good for what I need. Cheap. Only like.
So you've been working today, Sir Larry? You've been working today?
No, today I was running around.
You're not working today.
I gotta make my dog a ramp because he's having a hard time. Like the back porch, there's like 3 steps, and he has a hard time getting up and down now. So I have to make him like a ramp so he can walk down easier. So that's probably what I'll do tomorrow, the doggy ramp.
Okay.
Yeah. He has a really hard time, especially when it gets winter and it gets a little slippery. He can't jump up easily. So I'm gonna make a ramp.
I don't like go out when the rain is raining because
yeah, he doesn't like it. He'll go out until like what I'm gonna do is put like it's like a container with like a fake like that fake grass, almost like a rug, but it's like grass, and put it inside it so that he can go in there. Like if he wants to go pee on there, so he doesn't go on the porch. If it's raining or it's snowing, he won't go out there. He won't go outside. He'll stay on the porch, but that's it. So if I make this pad for him, he doesn't have to go anywhere. He can just go right there. just like a cat would, you know.
Yeah.
So
But
I'm
it's
trying,
a
I'm trying to
very
be creative
autumn.
so he doesn't have to keep going out. Because I was watching him today. I was smoking a cigar out there, and he's a little dog. But he's always been able to run up the steps. He's only 3, but he's having a hard time lately. I think maybe he has arthritis, but he can't get up. So I'm going to make a nice long ramp so he can just gradually walk down.
Yeah.
So that'll be my project for him, and then yeah.
But that's good. But it's nice because you're forcing yourself to go out as well. If you got a dog, isn't it? Because you need to walk, take them.
Yeah, I don't go out every day. I didn't want to go today. It was really windy. And he doesn't like that. He gets scared of it. He gets scared of like thunder. You know, he just scared of noises like that. It's really dumb.
Because mostly dogs here, they need to go. They need to take them out, no
Yeah.
matter what the weather.
Yeah, I can let him out. I can let him out in the backyard. He's tied up, but he can just run around the back. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. They just
I'm
like
gonna stay
go around
here.
in the house or the garden for a few minutes,
Yeah.
and go inside.
Well, that's a good thing. Like if we get a lot of snow, if we get like a foot or snow, I can just dig out a space for him in the back. And the snow is high enough to where it's like a wall. I just dig it out. He can just stay right in there. He goes outside like that. He can't jump over it because he's too small. I use that to my advantage. If we get more snow, I can build like a little wall out of it. And he can't go anywhere.
Oh, really?
I just dig it all the way to the grass and then just leave it up on the sides, and he can stay right there. Pretty cool. But he still doesn't like it. He doesn't like the cold.
Yeah. Is there always raining there, Sir Larry, every day, or because here almost every day? Today is quite
No, they just
sunny.
reported again today that we're still in a very severe drought in my area. We haven't had enough rain. We haven't had anywhere near enough rain this year. Like we have no rain. Like we had some rain the other day, but it didn't amount to much. It really wasn't anything.
Yeah.
Well, it's because in the winter, this past winter we didn't have that much snow. So what happens is, in the spring you count on like the snow melting in the mountains and everything, and that creates a lot of water. But we just didn't have that. And then we didn't have any rain in the spring. We didn't have any rain in the summer. And we haven't had really any rain in the fall so far. Nothing. So they put up a chart in my area is all that really deep red, which means severe. Like it's too dry. It's crazy. Yeah.
I see. But here, sometimes raining, sometimes warm. It's not really bad. But I think last week is freezing cold.
It's
But
gonna
now
get
it's
cold. Yeah, I mean, it gets like today. I mean, I think it was probably maybe after that cold. It's so windy, but I wasn't much. That's coming. Yeah, the cold weather is definitely coming.
It's autumn there, Sir Larry, isn't it? It's autumn now. It's nearly.
Yeah.
It's autumn, isn't it?
Yeah, all the leaves are changing, all the red and
Yeah, it's still here.
all the colors. Yeah.
Change the color of the trees. My favorite seasons is autumn. Because I like the
I
leaves.
don't really care. Like people come up here.
I like the leaves. I like the color of the leaf.
Yeah.
And it snows not, but I like the snow as well. But sometimes you can't go out because it's so slippery.
Well, it's like one of those times of year where it's like you don't know how to dress because it's like it's really cold in the morning and then it gets a little warmer in the afternoon. Should I wear a sweatshirt? Should I wear a coat? Should I just wear a shirt? This time of year, it's really hard to tell. It changes all day. In the morning, it could be 30-something degrees. And then in a few hours, it's like 65 degrees. So it's constantly changing through the day. So that's why everybody complains about we don't know how to dress this time of year. Nobody ever knows.
Yeah.
It could snow. I mean, it could snow next week. I don't know. Nobody knows. It's weird.
But I love the Sir Larry, I love to sleeping. I had a good sleep when the cold weather than hot.
Oh,
I
okay.
couldn't sleep in the hot weather. The kilt here is too thick. I can't sleep it. When I like I don't know, I open the window because I can sleep. But
Oh,
it's
okay. Yeah, I like it
good
when
weather. I had a good sleep.
I like it when it's just starting to get warmer, like when you're going from winter to spring. I like that feeling, and the snow starts to melt. And this time of year, not so much because it's coming. Winter's coming. There's nothing you can do.
Oh yeah. Ah,
It,
yeah, October, November, 2 months more. It's December. Oh my God.
yeah, but we get snow sometimes at the end of October. We get snow before Thanksgiving a lot, so you just never
Yeah,
know here. We could get a foot of snow in a couple weeks. No, you never know. So
yeah.
we know if we get snow before Thanksgiving, we know it's probably going to be a bad winter. It's probably not a good sign. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so nice when oh my God.
I think
It's a
that
Christmas.
happened the first year I lived in this place about 6 years ago, and it snowed
How
like.
many years you been there? How long you been there, no, Sir Larry?
Well, this apartment here is 6 years,
Yeah. 6 years. It's quite long.
and that first year, 2014, we got like 8 inches of snow.
Is
The
that
night before Thanksgiving, it was bad. Like it was a
is
really
that you
heavy
own
snow.
Sir Larry, you own the apartment or you rented?
No,
You
I
rent
rent.
the
I rent.
oh you okay. This apartment. It's you like there because it's a quiet
Hmm?
place, very quiet.
Yeah, it's quiet. I don't really have an attachment to this place. I mean, when I moved, the place I moved from, I had lived there for 10 years, and my son, that's where my son kind of grew up. So there's a little more of attachment there for me. This place, even though I've been here for 6 years, it doesn't mean anything to me. It's just a place. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
If I moved out of here, it wouldn't bother me because I get attached to places I've lived. I don't know why. I just get really attached. But this place, I really haven't. Like I've been saying for like the past 3 years, I'm gonna move. I'm like every winter, I'm like, okay, once spring hits, I'm out of here. But I always end up staying. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. As long as
It
you have
doesn't really
there,
matter at this point where I go or what I do.
it's quite expensive there, Sir Larry, when you rented the flat.
Nah, it's not bad. This one is 950 a month, something like that. Yeah. I don't even know.
Dollars,
It's over 900 a month. Yeah.
$900 naman.
But they changed it a couple of years ago. They raised it a little bit, and then this year
Oh,
she.
is it? Yeah, okay. I
But
was rent out before.
if you can get here, if you can get a 2-bedroom apartment for $1,000 a month, that's pretty good. That's
Okay.
not bad.
I,
Now, if you
uh,
drive down to the seacoast, about 30 minutes from here, this apartment would probably be about
is
1,600.
there loads of facilities there? Is that loads of facilities? Is there loads of facilities there? Is a good place, like near in the town, near in the places where you need to go?
Yeah, I'm close to everything. I mean, like my town is a little bit like a town, but like I said, I'm only a few minutes from city, not a huge city, but everything is there. Everything. I'm only like an hour, and it's everything is pretty close where I want to be. That's why I like it here because
Yeah. I was
where I live, you feel like you're kind of far away from everything, kind of close
may
to everything.
mamguni, may harang tambay lang ako. Sige, sige. Thank you, Langga. Gatway. Enjoy mo.
But I don't know.
Have fun.
I was thinking about moving back
Ako
down.
madam. Thank you.
near where I live.
I was rented out. I rent out before, yes, Sir Larry, but flat,
Yeah.
just only like a studio type, but it's not that bad, but like I just only work and sleeping. I did there. I don't like, but I couldn't invite the friends to come to my place because those quite small.
I honestly, I could like buy a camper, live in a camper, like an RV, or
Huh?
I could live like an RV or a camper.
Mm,
I could do it. I have no use for this place. Yeah, I don't know. I just it doesn't matter where I go. I don't really care
yeah.
where I go. Because what I do for work too, I can do it anywhere. It doesn't really matter where I go. I can move to a completely different place hours away. It doesn't matter.
Here, Sir Larry, quite cheap when you rent it. When you rent the apartment quite far in the town, they're quite
Yeah.
cheap. But if you're closer to the lots of facilities, it's quite expensive.
Yeah, if you go like if you live on like a big lake or something, it's more expensive. If you live more down where I used to live down by the coast,
Countryside, yeah,
if
and
you live on
village,
the
so
coast, it's way more expensive. So,
yeah.
you know, it's I'm kind of in between, but I'm surrounded by lakes here. You know, I can go anywhere. But
Mm.
again, it just doesn't matter to me where I go. I really don't care. I could just move out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to you, Sir Larry, because you live on your own, so
Yeah, it doesn't matter what I
nothing
do.
to worry.
I could go live in a
But
van. I'll go buy a van and live in that. I really don't care, honestly. That's what the like. You know, I
yeah,
just do something and whatever I want to do.
I hate moving because it's too much to take.
It is. Yeah, I had a storage
It's so
place.
stressful.
That's the thing. It's
Very
a place to store things. You know.
When we bought this house here, I said to my partner, I don't want to move to you. I don't want to move if you don't want to if you don't want to buy a house because I got loads of stuff where I put it. My clothes, my everything. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't worry about it. I don't have a lot of clothes. I don't need it. I mean, I have like this room I'm in now used to be my son's room, and then when he went to the Marine, I just use this room for storage, and I put my computer in here. So
How many bedroom is that, Sir Larry? Is that two bedroom apartment?
two,
Yeah.
two. It's a really big apartment though. It's the entire
Okay,
first level
that's good.
house.
That's nice.
Two bedrooms, two bathrooms, but the other bathroom I don't use it. It's just that's just another room. I don't ever use it. But
Mm,
yeah, it's fine. There's like a deck off of this room. There's a door that goes outside. So there's a deck there, a porch, and there's a porch off the kitchen too. So it's an old house, but I don't know, it's pretty cool. The ceilings are really high. It's like 9-foot ceilings. So on Christmas, I get an 8-foot Christmas tree. I get a big tree, man, because I like.
you celebrate in your own Christmas, Sir Larry?
I love it. I love it actually. I just yeah, because I like the kids are older and no one's here, but
Yeah.
I still like to
So,
decorate. I still like to do all that. Yeah.
where did you go every Christmas, Sir Larry? Did you spend time to your family or
Yeah.
the
Sometimes I stay here.
same?
Sometimes I go to my brother's house.
I see.
Yeah, it just depends. I don't know.
You didn't like travel every Christmas to go somewhere.
Not far
Out.
anyway. It's only a few hours to where my parents live, so it's like 3 hours, 4 hours.
Mm,
But sometimes, yeah, I don't know. Like last year, I didn't even get a tree. I didn't get anything. I was just like, I don't know why. And I'm always into it, but last year I just wasn't into it. I was like, I don't feel like it. But this year I'll go all out. Right after Thanksgiving, I'll get a Christmas tree. I'll set up a huge tree, and you know,
Here, Sir Larry, you know,
Because-
their tradition here,
yeah.
you're not allowed to put the Christmas tree before New Year before Christmas. They always late. They always put the Christmas tree very like a weeks, like that week,
What do you
Christmas
mean?
week.
What do you mean you're not allowed? Who cares? If it's your place, you do what you want with it.
Yeah, but they say this like I don't know. They say because in the Philippines, if September's come, we always put the Christmas tree up. But here they always like that week of Christmas. That's
Oh, that's
the
just the
time
way
they
people do
build
it.
the Christmas.
Here, pretty much what people do here is we consider Thanksgiving. You have Thanksgiving. That'll be like November 26th this year. And
Yeah.
basically the day after Thanksgiving, we consider that the start of Christmas season. Because you have Black Friday where people go shopping like a bunch of lunatics. And then then everything starts happening. Usually about a week after Thanksgiving or so, I'll buy a tree. Now I always get a real tree. I like the real, so
You got a real tree, is it?
I love it. Yeah.
Are you
I
decorating
I
that?
like the smell of it. I like everything about it. Yeah. But you have to make sure you keep watering it because it'll dry out. So I'll usually get 5 or 6. I can get 5 or 6 weeks out of a real
I
tree.
think we have as well here, but in the shop they sell a real Christmas tree, but like it's quite expensive.
Yeah, it
It's just
depends. Like I think the ones I get here, I get them from a specific person. I get them pretty cheap, but there was a place where we used to get them, me and my son, every single year, and they would give you a little ornament with it, and it says the date on it, 2008, 2009, 2012. So I have all those still. So I like hanging those up on the tree, but that place can be expensive because, like I said, my ceilings are high, so I like to get a really big tree, as big as I can get, just because I just love it, and I can put it in front of the front window, and so everybody can see it. So, but yeah, I think I can get 5 weeks out of it or so, something like that. You just gotta keep watering it. That's all. And I like to. I put lights all over the place, and like I put lights above my cabinets, but they're always up there. I never take them down because I just like to plug it in at night and look at it because they're not
It's
colored.
nice, yes, Sir Larry. You need to. You have no grandchildren to
Yeah, I
visit
do.
you every Christmas.
I have 5 grandchildren.
Ah, you got 5
My
grandchildren.
daughter has 4 kids, and my son has a daughter.
Ah, okay, that's good.
Yeah, so they
So
come
it's,
over, like they'll come over a couple days before Christmas, and I'll have gifts for them, and we'll
you
hang
can
out.
put all the presents. You can put all the presents in the under the trees.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I do like the whole experience. I really do. I love the whole experience. I really do. I put I have like wooden cigar boxes, and I'll decorate with those, or like a little train or something. I get into it. I like the place to be bright, lit up, and I don't know, it's cool.
Sometimes I like to no, some Christmas sometimes I did like I'm lazy to put the Christmas up because I said, oh no,
Well, that's why
children.
you start earlier. Like I said, usually right after Thanksgiving, that's when everybody starts, talking about Christmas. Now, my mother, my sisters, they start Christmas shopping now, like October. That's just what they do. They've always done that. So me, even when my kids were little, all the time they were growing up, I would do all my Christmas shopping like a week before Christmas. No problem. I never had a problem.
Yeah,
But
the
everybody
same.
goes like months ahead. I'm like, oh God. Then you have Black Friday, which is a mess. I don't know why anybody wants to go out on Black Friday. It's crazy. Now, Black Friday, you get really good deals. You can get like
I said, oh yeah.
you can
The
get like a
same here.
$500 TV for like $80 or $100 or something.
And
But
also here, Sir Larry, lots of lots of deal now because not many people went to shopping, not many people going to shopping. So like
they
they
will.
keep reducing the stuff now, those in the shop.
They will.
Be quite
It'll be
cheap.
normal here. It's not a big deal. And a lot of people shop online too now. So you know, but I don't know. I went out on Black Friday one time, like years ago, and I stopped at a Dunkin' Donuts because I wanted to get a coffee. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go really early. So I went and like I was in the parking lot, and a woman was backing up, and she backed right into my car, and she hit my car, and I was like, oh my god! And then she was like yelling at me. I'm like, I'm just sitting here. What are you yelling at me for? And and I actually went home. I'm like, see, this is why I don't want to go on Black Friday. So I went home and I never went out and did that again.
Mm-hmm.
I told her, I said, you're crazy. I said, you are the exact reason why I don't come out on Black Friday, because of crazy people like you.
I don't know if there's still loads of people going there this coming Black Friday. I don't know.
They're
If it's
insane.
still,
They're crazy. Yeah.
yeah, some people did say, but I don't know. I never tried to go Black Friday in the shop.
Yeah, try it.
Because
I mean, try it like once, I guess, for the experience. It's a little more organized now. They extend it, to kind of start like the day before, so it's not such a you don't have 200 people waiting for the door to open and everybody rushes in to buy a TVs or whatever they're
yeah,
gonna do.
I
But
hate waiting outside for waiting. Then when you go there, I can't buy anything. Then
I could do without it. It doesn't. I don't need. I'm not into like stuff. I really don't care. If my whole apartment was empty, I really wouldn't care. But it doesn't. I don't need anything. It doesn't bother me. So sometimes, I mean, I guess it's fun if you want to go watch and see how people just lose their minds, because I will just laugh about it, but I don't want to get involved in it because I've seen it up close, personal. Like, my God, calm down. People like really getting worked up, upset. Like, really? Who you don't need though? Who you're gonna cry over a computer? Like, who cares? There's more to life than that. You're gonna be okay.
I need to. I need to. I'm always going to online shopping.
Yeah.
I'm always go shopping online, Amazon or any shop in UK that what is that when they deliver. I don't like if I saw that one lots of people in the outside waiting for the like loads of queue. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah.
Not worth
I
it.
said no,
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah. It's like, do I really need this thing that bad? Nah, not really.
Because it's the long queue, then oh my God, I don't want that.
Especially
And then
this
you
year.
go
This year it's gonna be even worse because people are still losing their damn minds. But I think I don't know. That's a toss up actually. I think by the time, I mean, another month from now, a month and a half from now. So I don't know. It might be better. It might not. Who knows? But that's the
yeah.
thing. The closer you get to Christmas, that's why if you're going to shop online, you have to do it early, because the closer you get to Christmas, the more backed up everything's going to be, and the longer it's going to take for you to get your order. It'll take forever.
I don't know. I think I don't want to shopping this year now because I think I leave it until next year or next year's.
No, I just do it like I said, I can go out basically in one day
One
and
day.
shop for my grandkids, and
Yeah.
it's easy. It's easy for me. My mother, usually I'll build her something, I'll make something for her, or my father doesn't really care. My son doesn't really care. It's really about the kids. So we just,
Oh yeah.
you know.
But it's the kids if they're coming, so it's good. You need to buy some presents for them if they're like toys,
Yeah, I get them
everything.
toys, or like last year I got my grandson a
Everybody now, some of them here, English people here, Sir Larry, this time of the like month, they already done the shopping. They already buy bet and bet because they don't want to like
yeah,
buy in
because
one
the
go.
closer you get, like if there's, especially if there's like there'll be one certain toy that's going to be really popular that year, and people just go in and buy all of it because
Yeah.
they're jerks. So a lot of people, I found that what they do is they go in and buy as much of these things as they can, and then they turn around and they go and sell it. That's what they do. They're not buying it for kids, they're buying it for themselves, and then they sell it to people for like double what it's worth. Like, really, dude? Come on, they're toys. What are you trying to do here? So it's just that's why people. It's smart to do it. Go shopping early, and it's kind of easier when the kids are little too, because you get a sense of what they like and what they're into anyway, and you can
Yeah,
buy that stuff before everybody starts losing their minds.
too much toys.
Yeah, I mean, I can still remember my favorite toys when I was growing up. There's always that
Did you
couple
get your
things.
toys, Larry?
Yeah, there's always these things you always remember. I always remember certain things, just that stick with me.
I don't have toys. I don't
No?
have toys when I was young.
Oh, okay. Well, we did.
I get the toy like we have when I was young. We have toys like a bowl, like coconut bowls or something like that. We make our own toys,
Okay, yeah. Well,
native toys.
yeah, whatever I got, like you would, because when you're a kid, I mean, it's different in the United States, but you just, when you're a kid, it's like, I don't know, you anticipate something or your parents ask you what you want. Now, a lot of times, my favorite gifts
Yeah,
on
you can
Christmas,
ask what you want.
yeah, my favorite gifts on Christmas were things I wasn't even expecting. I would get things that go, I didn't know what that was. I never heard of it, but those are my favorite gifts because that's my parents. They just knew how to do that. Like they just knew they could get something and I would like it. But I always say around Christmas, I always think to myself every year, I wish I could feel today like I did when I was like 8 years old, 10 years old. I wish I had that same feeling, thinking Santa Claus was real, doing all, you know what I mean? Just like thinking all that stuff, because that's a time like, oh man, it's just special. Like you just feel, it's hard to explain. I mean, like I said, it's different in the US, but
Yeah, different there.
yeah,
Yeah, it's even here. It's
the whole
different as well.
feeling of it, it's like you didn't even care if you got anything. It's just like the whole aura
Yeah,
about it. It's just like magical. It's like you want to feel like that again. I want to feel like a little kid on Christmas again. I
but
don't know.
here like the kids is very lucky because
Yeah.
spoiled all the toys, everything they got it. But every Christmas, but I wish I was that like when I was young.
Yeah, I mean, you go down there, you have a hard time
I
sleeping.
can't afford. I can't afford to buy.
It's like you can't sleep. You're like, oh, if I don't go to sleep, Santa Claus not gonna come. You got this stuff in your head. It's just kind of fun. I love it. And some people don't like it. They're like, oh, you shouldn't lie to your kids like that, or like,
But you
it's
still can you can play
man.
now. I think Celery like what's it called that the playing that one what's that one in the box?
Hmm?
You can still play the in the box what to call that games.
Oh, video games.
Oh, video games.
Yeah, we used to. I still have all my son's systems here. Oh, I sent him some of his old games, but I've got like 5 or 6 video game systems here: Xbox, Xbox One, 360,
Mhm.
GameCube, Nintendo 64. Yeah, we've got
Yeah.
all. I don't use them, but I still have them because that's what
You
my
have
kids.
the Lisa, your stepson. You have games for always games all the time. Your stepson,
It's make me irritate.
huh? He got the everything. He got toys like games.
Yeah,
It's
It's
always
make me
the
irritate
games are
because
amazing. We did
huh?
the games when I was growing up. We had like Atari. Like it sucked. But we thought it was
Yeah.
cool. But the way the games are now, everything's so realistic. It's crazy. Like, I used to
Oh
only
yeah.
play football, and then I would just watch my boys play games all the time. They loved it, and it's just fun. It's just like I had to think like some people didn't like it, but I was thinking, well, yeah, but we used to play like board games and stuff. They just live in a
yeah,
different era now. They play video games. It's the same thing. It's just
you know, Sir Larry, play the game with a limit. It's okay, but playing the game with is like 24 hours.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's not good for me.
You can't play all the time. You got to take a
Yeah,
break from it.
it's
Yeah.
like in here in the house, it's make me angry every time because that boy he's playing an game like 12 hours a day, and
Yeah.
that's really good. But they are control, but they just let him play and play.
Yeah, some people just do that. Like my kids, they didn't play that long, but they would. I mean, they play for a few hours, because
Yeah,
they
like
they
two
got to
hours
play.
a day, two
Yeah,
hours a day, or 3 hours. That enough. But more than
It's
like
bad
12
for the
hours,
kids.
no.
Too much playing, isn't it? It's bad.
yeah, but it's. I'm split on that. Like, because I just look at it like, what else are they going to be doing? Like here, if it was like in the winter or something, like it's cold outside, there's nothing to do anyway. So part of it, I look at, well, you're stimulating your brain. You're doing something. You're constantly focusing and thinking about something. So that's okay. It just depends, how you're raised, and as long as they know there's limits to everything, what you're doing isn't real. It's fake. But as long as they know all that stuff. It's like us
That's
with
why
YouTube. We spend hours on YouTube sometimes, and we're adults. So you know, it's not always a good thing.
that's why I'm saying it's look like twisted the brain of the kids.
Yeah,
Twisted the
some of the
brain, and then
training, some of the training, even for the military, they use video games for simulation and stuff. But yeah, that's what I had to come to grips with. I mean, because when I was a kid, yes, we were out doing things. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have all this stuff. So we were outside doing things all
Give them a pen, give them pen for paintings.
the time. Yeah,
Scramble.
yeah. Outside and do things. Yeah. But that's what my kids did. They love video games, my two boys.
Hang
But
on, just
we did all kinds of stuff together. So it wasn't just that. We did everything together. Assembling things, building things. But it's just you have to deal with the fact you have to adjust that you're living in a different time. Everything is accessible. Whether you're on the computer, whether they're playing a game, and it just depends on the parents too. You have to keep them kind of straight. Oh man. Yeah, yeah. The parents have to set the rules and stick to them because you can get addicted to stuff like that. I guess I've never experienced that, but I guess you can. Where sometimes they don't know the difference between video game and reality. But I don't know. Like I said, we just live in a different time. Everything is right at the tip of their fingers. So, but it didn't affect my kids. My kids are in the military. They do things. They do whatever. It's just. Yeah. It's like my kids are my son. He I never had I was never strict about a
to.
bedtime or anything like that.
Family Estrada, may galap shout out. Uy, nagpalipad si ano, sino ba 'to nagpalipad? Si Pamilya de Estrada. Bigyan love shout out sa'yo. Thank you so much, Family Estrada. Hindi ba ito super chatter? Bigyan ko nga siya ng ano. Thank you so much sa yung pagpalipad. Family Estrada, welcome here. Thank you so much for coming. You can drop your could you drop your house? Na si Sir Larry. Pasapin mo yan, Day. You can sing now. Yan parang si Sir Larry nagtago. Don't cry, Lisa. Don't cry, Lisa. Ba't umiyak ba si Lisa? Thank you, Pamilya Distrada. How are you today? Galing ba to sa no? You're from Spain. Pamilya Estrada. Thank you so much. Wala, nagano siya.
Ate Con,
Mm.
Ate Con,
Ah,
may iba ba akong link? Pwede mag-download ka tapos mag-build ka ng bahay tapos pwede mo na i-delete.
ano yun?
Saglit lang. Need ko lang explain eh.
Here. Thank you so much, the Strada Familia. Thank you so much. Ano siya eh. You can drop your link. Then they can subscribe. No, hang on. Paano ba siya? Bigyan ko siya. I will give you a jacket. Familia Estrada, I add you as moderator so you can drop your link. Then they can. Ano yan? Ito galing sa Spain. Familia Estrada. So are you ready for Christmas, Sir Larry?
No, we got Halloween, then we got Thanksgiving. We got that first. So,
New Year. Thank you. Thank you so much.
wait, do you guys do Halloween there? No.
Sorry, sir.
Do you guys do they do Halloween in the UK?
Yeah, we have. We always had jail. They always have a party for Halloween party. Jail. Oh my
Cool.
God, they always wear like that, just like that. They're crazy. Yeah, they always do that, celebrating there. Thank you, Familia Distrada. You can, yeah, you can visit there. Then thank you so much for coming. There is a link there. You can visit to Mas Estrada. Where are you from? Familia Estrada? I think she's from Spain. She's talking in Spanish. Did you do celebrate Sir Larry, what's that, Halloween as well?
Yeah, I put candy out for the kids. Yeah.
Yeah. The same here. We celebrate the Halloween party. But normally we always celebrate her Christmas, not Halloween. But generally always celebrate that.
I know some places are like, I know my sister said that where she lives, I guess they were gonna cancel Halloween or something. I said, they can't cancel. What are you talking about? You do what you want to do. They can't tell you what to do. Hey, people get this out of their mind that these people can tell you what to do. You can't celebrate a holiday. Screw you. I'll do what I want. But here, everybody in this town is we're all doing it. They're all taking the kids out trick or treating, and hey, whatever. I'm on board. I'll put a bowl of candy out for them. That's fine with me. I don't know. I think just people need to just chill out and try to enjoy your life.
Dedicated dito si Camila Estrada. I'm eating chocolate, Sir Larry. Oh.
There you go. Speaking of Halloween candy, you're eating the chocolate.
I was hungry.
Sir,
There's a leftover yesterday.
Sir Larry, do you like to go to the haunted house?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
No, well, no, because I'm not a kid anymore. But I mean, when I was a kid, I guess, yeah. I remember going with my son.
Haunted house.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they have some cool ones around here. They're pretty damn scary. Like there's some here, they do it like it's almost like a part of the neighborhood. And most of these people, they're like actors. They're local actors and stuff, and they're like out in the street doing all this stuff, like zombies, chainsaws, all this stuff. They put on a really good show. So the places, towns here that they go all out. They do a really good job.
Please visit to the house or visit to the Family Strada, guys. Family Strada. I'm afraid for the ghost, Sir Larry. I don't want that.
Oh, I like the you know, they have some scary movies and this and that, and yeah, the music, and I really do. As far as holidays, I really do love holidays. I try to do. It's different now. It was more fun when the kids were here, the kids were
Yeah.
younger. That's when it's the most fun. But you know, it is what it is. I usually take a really huge bowl, like a massive bowl, and just buy tons of candy for the trick or treaters here. Usually, I'll leave it out. I won't greet them. I'll just leave it out on the little front porch. And some of them, they'll literally try to take the whole thing. So you got to keep an eye on them. Like, what the heck are you doing? You can't take the whole bowl, man. So it's funny. But they do. They
In the
get all
Philippines, Sir
dressed up.
Larry, normally in the Philippines, we celebrate New Year.
Yeah.
New Year's, we always celebrate New Year's Eve, then
Yeah, we do.
Christmas.
I don't get really I never really celebrated that, I guess. I mean, it depends. Like I said, it was for me, holidays were always about the kids for me. Yeah, that's what it was all about. That's why last year I just wasn't into it anymore. But I will. I'll get things going again. I know people like to go out and watch the ball drop and the New Year's. Different towns do their own different celebrations, and they're probably canceling them all for this year. I don't know, but I don't see why they're doing that. But some places, like when you live in a place like I live, a small town like this, people just like to keep the traditions going. You know, don't tell me like different cities. Oh, you can't go trick or treating this year. You can't do that. Yeah, don't tell us what to do. So, but everybody here, they meet pretty much in like the school parking lot. All the parents with the kids, they all meet together. They all go together trick or treating because everybody in the town, it's like everybody knows each other. So
Yeah,
they all kind of do it together. It's really cool. That's why I like smaller town like that. You know, everybody
yeah.
knows everybody. It's a pretty cool system
Have
there.
you got mate there? You got lots of mate there, or friends around?
Yeah, most of the kids the town's so small. Most of the kids they walk to school, or everybody just kind of knows each other. You know, the police are always there in the morning when the kids go. The buses come for school, and when they leave, the police are always there, just greeting the kids while everybody just knows everybody. So I
Yeah,
like the small town feel of that. You know,
yeah. Small town is good
yeah.
than big town because I don't like. Even here, it's quite big. How quite big, quite big town here, but I get lost because we have I don't like we have like a magic roundabout here, and I hate driving roundabout when I
Oh,
go to the town.
I hate those things. We have those here, the roundabouts. I think they're the worst things ever invented. Like, it's so dumb. Like, it takes. I would just rather have a regular intersection. I don't like the roundabouts. That's where most of the
Yeah.
accidents happen. Because some people think it's a racetrack. They
And
really do.
there is also roundabout in your Sir Larry.
There's what?
Roundabout. There is a roundabout as
Yeah.
well there.
Now, some places are getting rid of them. Some places, like here, they still have them here and there. Not everywhere, but you still see them. I just think they're so annoying.
Mm,
Because, like I said, for some people see a roundabout and for some reason they think they need to drive faster. I don't understand the logic. It's like, no, slow down, man. They're crazy.
I don't. I hate driving. Yeah, I hate driving here because when I live in a small town, then I move here. It's quite confusing. I confuse the road when you're driving and you go to the town. I don't like it. It's quite big town. But when I was in the small town, when I lived there, I lived there for 5 years. But it's like easy to go but here I don't like it.
Yeah, it depends here. Like, there's not, we do get certain places here where there's like a lot of traffic, or I don't know. It just seems like I'll have certain days. I don't know what it is. I'll have certain days where I get stuck driving behind like the worst people ever. Like they're driving way too slow. They don't use their blinker. They keep stepping on the brake for no reason, and you're just like, oh my god, I just want to go. Yeah, yeah.
I hate that as well. I hate that
Oh
like
my
that.
god, and it'll be like all on the same day. People cutting you off. It's like I should have just stayed in bed this morning. That's why I say to myself, why did I even bother? Because it's gonna be one of those days. You know. Oh my god, it's just I should set up my phone when I'm driving, a camera, and just to, I could make some really good YouTube videos just watching how stupid people drive sometimes, and just record.
Yeah, why you didn't
Yeah,
do that? You should
yeah.
do that.
It's like, here we go. This is gonna be one of those days. Great video. This is gonna be. Yeah,
Yeah.
I should do it because
Because I like the
I
view.
see
I like
things
the view like
sometimes that I just see, you see things that are just incredible to you. Like, what would make somebody do that? You know, I've been like, today I almost got hit, and I could see the person when they were pulling out. I could see they weren't looking at me. They were looking the other way, and they still pulled right out in front of me. I'm like, dude, why? And I feel like sometimes I'm way too cautious. I should have just let them hit me. That's how I feel sometimes. Just let them hit me, because I'm gonna get paid. So it's unbelievable.
Te, baba muna ako, te. Eliana's crying.
oh, sige. Some people are bad drivers. They don't care.
They don't care. They don't
The
care. It's like, I'm not like, I don't drive fast. I do the speed limit a little over sometimes, but like I said, you just get people, and I watch. Like, if I'm driving and someone's pulling out of somewhere, I'll watch. I'll look at them, and I'm like, they're looking that way. They're not looking at me, and they still do it. Like, why would you do something like that? Are you in that? And then they'll pull out in front of you just to go like 100 feet and turn somewhere. I'm like, you were in a big hurry to do that? You couldn't wait? Yeah, it's amazing the things you see. And I see it every day. Every day, and the way people park, like, there'll be parking spaces going this way, and they somehow park this way. They'll take up like 2 spaces or 3 spaces. It just makes you wonder. All I do is sit there and shake my head. And I'll sit there and look and go, really? Like, why? And then I'm thinking to myself, I have to meet this person, and I just have to ask them why. Like, what made you do that? I really want to know. But
some
like,
people they're driving.
I won't be able to sleep tonight unless I get an explanation.
Yeah, it's like there's some people they're driving crazy in the road. They don't care. Just like,
Yeah.
I don't like it. Driving like that. But
They're absolutely insane. And I seem, like I said, I just have those days where I seem to get all of them. All the stupid people seem to converge on me. There'll be at least one day a week where they all converge on me. Like, I got them all around me, and I just like, I should just pull over and just say, forget the day. I'm done. I'm going to go home and go back to bed before I get killed out here. Yeah.
you have like Sir Larry, the driver, because here we use the miles. What we use the driving there is like kilometer,
No, it's miles per hour.
miles as well.
Yeah.
Oh, because the same here.
Yeah, we
Miles.
use miles.
It's you drive in a what do you call that? Because here we have around the we have a motorway. What do you call the highway?
Yeah, we have highways. I basically live on a highway. Yeah.
What is the high limits there? Speed
It
limits.
depends. Like, this highway here is 65 miles per hour. It
65 miles?
changes from 55 to 65 miles per hour. Some of them have 70
Is that per hour or was that per hour? Miles, something?
miles per hour. Yeah.
Ah, per hour, miles per
It just
hour.
depends. There's one section of highway a little farther north that's like 70, 75. And that's because there's not a lot of people on that highway at once. It's like you can drive for miles and not see anybody. But it's the main route to go all the way up into the mountain area. So it makes sense to increase the speed because they're going to speed anyway. If the speed limit's 55, I'll be doing 65 and people are blowing right by me anyway. So it's like they're going 20 miles an hour over the speed limit anyway. So you might as well just increase it. That's how I see it. I mean, if you don't want to drive that fast, don't. If you do, just get out of my way. You just do it. Go right past me. I don't care. Because I'm never in a hurry for anything.
We just allowed 70 miles per hour. 70 miles per hour on the motorway.
Yeah.
But some people drive 100 miles.
Oh yeah.
It's
I
crazy.
know.
So
Yeah, I'm
crazy.
like leaving the tolls the other day and some kid just blew right by me. Like I said, I was probably doing close to 70 and he just blew by me like I was standing still. I'm like, why? You're stupid. Like, I don't understand it. Like if that's what you want to do, go right ahead. But if something happens to you, don't expect me to have any sympathy because I just don't. Like you're doing it to yourself. And I see it all the time, especially when it's snowing or something and they still snow or ice and they still think they can drive 70, 80 miles an hour. Don't come near me. I don't want anything to do with it. Yeah.
There is a police, lots of police watching there, Sir Larry.
Huh?
Because here we have a police watching.
We do too, and you can I noticed a few of them today when I was going to look at a truck, like hiding in the bushes and stuff like that. You know, they get a little too extreme here sometimes. You know, you could tell when they're trying to write more tickets, but you just have to. They're not like. I mean, they're not completely unreasonable. If you're going like 10 miles per hour over the limit, they usually won't bother you. But if you're going more than that, that's usually when they'll say something. You know. Hello,
Sir Larry. Good morning,
Alex.
Sir Alex. Hello, Sir Larry. Good morning.
Like last
Hello,
time.
your vlog is working. May galap shout out sa iyo dyan, Pamilya de Estrada. Sir Sanrio Livares, may galap shout out. Good morning. Are you still working there? Morning ko ba din ngayon?
I haven't been pulled over since probably like 2010, probably almost 10 years. I haven't been pulled over by the police for anything.
Did you catch the police, Sir Larry?
Huh?
You never caught the police when you driving?
Well, I think like I said, I think the last time was like 10 years ago. I got pulled over for speeding. I think
10 years ago, pulled over.
A long time ago. Yeah,
Yesterday when I went to jailhouse, there's a police there stopping to before me. I thought I include like one because he said like that. I said, "What I'm done when I'm driving," but after he pulled over, and then I thought me too because I thought like I said, "What I'm done? What I'm done?" But he just it doesn't looking at me. He's just looking the people like this. Oh, just carry on driving like the police stopping the front of the car in front of me.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I've gotten in trouble like that.
I don't know why these
serious trouble before. Like when I was like 18, and it was at night, and I was going to pull out of this road, and I went to pull out, and this car came from the other side and almost hit me. Now, when I was a teenager, my first thought was, I'm going to go after this jerk. So I did. So I was chasing him. We were both driving really fast. And then I saw blue lights behind me. I'm like, oh, crap. But then I thought, well, wait a minute. The car in front of me, he passed him first. He clocked him, not me. So I pulled over. The cop went around me, and he continued chasing that car. So I was like, okay, he wasn't coming after me. Cool. Well, I got a phone call later that night from the police station saying, hey, you failed to pull over for a police officer. I was like, what? He goes, yeah. He said he pointed at you and for you to pull over, and he went after somebody. I said, I didn't see it. It was at night. I didn't see him. He didn't point at me. Apparently he did. Like he was telling me to pull over while he went off the other guy because he was going to get us both for speeding. I had to go back to the police station that night and explain to him, I didn't see you. But he was being kind of a jerk to me too, so I was being a jerk to him. So I got
Did he
got
took your
trouble.
license, Sir Larry?
Huh?
Did he get your license?
Yeah, I actually
Or
got my license. They suspended my license
oh,
temporarily.
is it?
I was like 18, yeah, and that was the same year I got my license. So because
Teenager.
it was just because of my big mouth. Like I said, when I was a teenager, I was just kind of like that. And because I went to the police station and I asked for him, and she said, "Oh, he'll be right there." And he came out. I can't remember what he said to me, but he said something really rude to me. And I was like, who are you? I was like, I'm not gonna put up with that. I don't care if you're a cop or not. I'm not gonna let you talk to me like that. And then he left, and then I said something under my breath. I was like, what a jerk. And then the dispatcher that was in behind the glass heard me say that, and she told him I called him a jerk. It was like one of the longest nights ever. I'm like, oh shit, she heard me. And so I was like, whatever, But what happened was he kind of let it go. He came out again. He said, "Did you say something to me?" I said, "Yeah, I did." And then he just went back into his office, and he wrote me a ticket, but it was like, he said I was doing like 93 miles per hour in like a 35 zone or something. I'm like, well, I was like, I can argue this in court, but there's no way I was going 90 miles an hour. I knew where I was. I knew I was coming up to a really sharp corner because I'm there every day. And I'm telling you right now, I was not doing 90 miles an hour. I would have got killed. So maybe the guy in front of me was, but I wasn't. But I got into some trouble there. So I just couldn't keep my mouth shut.
That is like a difficult teenager, isn't it? Difficult teenagers.
Yeah, that's just the kind of person I was. I was like I am now. I was a pretty happy-go-lucky guy, always. But
oh yeah,
at that time I had a little edge to me. I wasn't gonna let anybody talk to me like that. I don't care who you were. So it's just I didn't like it. I was tired. I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on here.
But you're not drunk. But you're not drunk at that time, Sir Larry.
No,
You're not drunk.
I wasn't drunk. I was just not happy. So because I tried to tell him what happened. I said, the kid cut me off. And he goes, what, did you start chasing him? I said, yeah, I started chasing him. Guy almost killed him. Of course I'm going to chase him down. So that's what happened. So, I mean, I guess if the cop wasn't there, I would have gotten a lot more trouble, because if I caught up to this kid, believe me, I wasn't happy. So I probably would have gotten a lot more trouble. But it was a weird night. But that was like I said, that was when I was a teenager. That was a long, long time ago. But it's just, I don't know.
But mostly here, Sir Larry, in the teenager here, some of them, they go to the speedy,
yeah,
and drunk, and drugs.
I did that when I was younger. When I was, from the time I was 17, 18, 19 years old, I did. Unfortunately, I did that. I was drinking a lot, and I did drive, and I should. Yeah, there were mornings. I remember mornings when I would wake up and I would look out the window to see if my car was there, because I didn't know how I got home. That's how
really?
bad. Yeah. That's
You're allowed to drive. Are you allowed to drive when you're drunk there?
No, but we did.
Because here, we're not allowed here. You lose your license.
If you get caught, yeah. I never got caught. I mean, I can't say that. See, the difference back in like the 80s, early 90s, like, this was like 87, 88, 89. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't thinking, obviously. But there were times where I would be my friends. I wasn't old enough to drink, but I was like 17. We would stop at this package store, and there'd be a group of guys hanging out there, and we'd give them a $20 bill. Can you get me a case of beer? And they would just do it. So they didn't care. So they would just buy me beer. I said, oh, use the rest, get yourself something too, So we always had people, we just called them buyers. They were older, they could buy, we couldn't. And the apartment I lived in, 2 apartments down was college kids that lived there. So they always bought for us too. So we thought we were great. So, but I did get pulled over, me and my friends, with beer in the car. And what they used to do, they'd make you get out of the car, take all the beer, and dump all the beer out on the sidewalk, and they would just let you go. And I always thought to myself, even at that time, I was always thinking to myself, what if something happened? He doesn't know if I'm drunk. I could be drunk. The case is open. I've actually clearly already drank, and he just let me go. Like, are you stupid? So the cop would leave and go around the corner. We'd go back to the package store, give them another $20. They'd go in and get us another case of beer, and we'd be out. That's how stupid we were. We were just like,
I can see the Sir Larry, in the American, like lots of people driving crazy driving there. Then there's like
it happens, and the problem is I haven't done that since. That was when I was a stupid kid, but people have different tolerance for that too. Like I might drink a couple beers and not be able to drive, where there's other people who could drink a 6-pack of beer and they're just fine. Literally, they're okay. It depends on your body, how big you are, your tolerance for it. And back then, I had a pretty good tolerance for it. I remember driving home from the beach at like 4 o'clock in the morning. My friend was driving. I woke up because we were both like drunk, like you wouldn't believe. But I woke up, luckily, and the truck was steering off the road. I had to wake him. He fell asleep at the wheel. But for some reason, I woke up just at that time. I mean, we should. That's why I tell people all the time, I shouldn't be here right now. I mean, really, all the stuff I think I did when I was a teenager, I shouldn't be here right now. There was many times where I can point to and say, I almost died. Like I shouldn't be here. So it's stupidity, But I see it all the time. I had someone flip a truck over right in front of me. 2 guys. I was driving, and I was like, their truck was moving, like swerving. I'm like, these guys must be drunk. So I backed off, and all of a sudden they hit this corner, and the truck flipped right over. And I thought, oh my God, they're dead. So the truck was upside down. So I went over I pulled over. I went over there, and they were both fine. And I just helped them flip the truck back over, and they took off. I'm like, I didn't see anything. I'm not getting involved in this. But it's just, we're always in situations like that. I was always running into people like that. Unfortunately, the place where I lived with my friends, the police, they all knew me by name. So it was a good thing. It was a bad thing too. So it was just it was a weird ride. It was a fun, dangerous, fun.
The teenager, you can think that what the good thing is, you just like
back then you
don't care. You just go and enjoy, but you don't care. Just drive.
Yeah, because when you're that age and you were like, if you like we were and where we grew up, you didn't really think about tomorrow. You didn't think about next week. You didn't think about next year. You were just
enjoy that night.
You weren't thinking about anything. You didn't really care. But then you'd probably wake up the next
day. And the teenager, lots of like young people here, the same. They just like didn't care. Even they know that there is a rules that you're not allowed to drive when you're drunk, but they still drive there. But and some of them cause of accident because of they're drunk.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty bad accidents. I honestly myself,
I've seen as well so many young people.
We had kids. I went to school with while we were in high school, kids that literally died in car accidents. Like kids we were sitting right next to in the classroom, and they, it happened a lot. My brother's class, my class, a lot. You'd go to school, then I'd go to school after the weekend, and I'd notice somebody wasn't there, And somebody would tell me, yeah, he got killed last night. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
my God. And
That's
then
scary.
you would think about it and it would bother you, but it was only temporary. You'd think you'd say, oh my God, okay, I'm never doing that again. But you end up doing it again.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
until you didn't experience for bad like accident, then you don't learn. You will learn if that happened to you. So you will learn that you got lesson. Oh, I don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
But until you didn't until you didn't try it, then just carry on because you didn't.
Yeah. Like I don't, I mean, so, but that was a funny thing. By the time I was 21, 22 years old, when I could legally buy alcohol, I wasn't really doing it anymore. I wasn't really drinking. So I did it all when I was younger, 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. I started young, but luckily I stopped because when I stopped, I just stopped. It was not a problem for me. I didn't get hooked on it. If I wanted to drink, I drank. If I didn't want to, I just stopped. Unfortunately, my friends I hung out with, a lot of them couldn't stop. They're crazy. So I kind
Yeah,
of,
some people like
you know,
addicted, isn't it? If you did like when you starting, you have a say use the cigarettes. Then if you will be like that, it's hard to stop. Some people did
it
that.
depends.
Some people does not.
I tried cigarettes when I was a kid. Didn't like them. That's all. I just knew I didn't like it.
But some people they're very addicted for cigarettes or some like that.
Yeah.
Depend what is your habit, then you keep on carry on.
Yeah, that's where I had a hard time because I had these friends for a few years and we were all actually really good friends, but I could see what was happening. Like I was not just into it anymore and they just kept going and I just kind of separated from all of them. Just like, and I haven't talked to them since. It's been how many years? You know what I mean? And it's just I was like, I can't do this anymore. What these guys are doing because they're going to end up getting killed. I don't want to be a part of it. And they didn't care what I had to say because they were going to do their own thing. I ain't tell anybody what to do. It's none of my business. You want to go do something stupid, go do something stupid. It's got nothing to do with me. But that's just how it was, you know.
Are you a naughty boy when
Yeah.
you was young?
Well, I
Larry?
wouldn't say that. I mean, I worked all the time.
A naughty boy.
I was always working. I was always, but yeah, there was these times where
Did you use drugs or something? No,
just
no,
marijuana sometimes when I was like,
everyone.
I think I did that like when I was like 17, 18, but not after that.
Mm.
And it was just something I was
Because
doing for a
teenagers,
while.
they like done of everything. They try everything, isn't it? Make them happy. Just like
It was my no, I always it was my decision. I just wanted to try it, but after like a year, I just stopped. I was like, this doesn't do anything. All it does is make me tired. So what's the point of it? So I stopped.
yeah.
I didn't. I just. It was just a group I was hanging around with. They probably weren't the best influences for me, but I took responsibility for what I did. I didn't blame them for it, and they were actually my friends. Like if I needed help, they were there. If they needed help, I was there. Just like they weren't the best cast of characters, but we were still friends, so it was okay with me, you know. And
Mm.
that, but the problem was one of them, well, more than one of them, they used to like deal. They were like dealing pot, weed, you know, marijuana and stuff. So that's when I started really backing off. Like, you guys are crazy. Like, I want nothing to do with this because I would just be walking down the street and the cop would come up to me.
It's not allowed marijuana there. It's not allowed there.
Some
I
places
think
it's legal. Some places it's legal in certain amounts.
legal, yeah.
I
Because
think it should
I
all be
think
legal
the
personally.
same here. It's not allowed. Not illegal. It's not legal here. I think in Europe. I think in Europe, there's legal. What's that? I can't remember what's that place.
Well, my state's taking it up right now.
Amsterdam.
Like, the bordering state,
Amsterdam.
Maine, it's legal, but here it's not. My opinion is when you make things illegal like that, I just think it makes things worse because I don't know. I just don't think it's harmful. Even though I don't like it, it'd just be like saying if they said, "Hey, we're going to ban beer." No, you're not. Like what? We've tried that before in this country and it didn't work. So I'm. It sounds crazy, but I really do think all those things should be legal because I don't know. There's a lot of evidence to suggest that just because it's legal doesn't mean more people are going to do it. And it's still a choice because the way I look at it is if it's illegal and people are still doing it. So what does the law actually do? It's not preventing anyone from doing it. They can get caught with it after the fact. But what good does it do? A piece of paper saying or a law saying you can't do this, guess what? They're still doing it. So there's got to be some kind of a balance there. Like I just look at like people have choices. You make choices. That's you know what I mean? If you look at like if you in the United States, all the problems that have come from all these laws, especially drug laws, that's actually caused more problems than the drugs themselves. So I say legalize it because they're
But there is also, Larry, loads of
still doing it anyway. I wasn't supposed to be drinking when I was 17. Guess what? I was drinking when I was 17. Nobody stopped me. So the law didn't mean anything. I still did it. Who cares?
How old are allowed to drink there in the
21.
because here
21 here.
21 because here I think 18. Oh,
It
it's
should. It
18.
used to be. It was 18 here many years ago, and they should change it back to 18. And
Oh, is it? Oh, so it's more strict there than here then because here I think
they
it's
are.
18 you're allowed to drink
They
and below
even
18.
raised the age in some states. They raised the age for cigarettes to 21, and it was always 18. Like,
But you can allowed to buy you can allowed to buy in the shop for like under 18 to buy a liquor or to buy
yeah, but like I said, when I was a kid, I used to have people buy it for me. I didn't have to go in the store and buy it. So
really
I already
because here the same as well here it's like when you go to the shop here, Sir Larry, we need to show the ID. For example, like you, for people here, if you are young, then
to me,
they will ask you
I
ID, identification.
and she asked me for my ID. I'm like, you can't see the gray hair? Crazy? It's funny. Like, why do you do that? Who cares? Like, I don't look old enough to buy. Thank you for the call.
Sige, Attorney, thank you so much. Nandiyan ka pala. Salamat.
Crazy. But yeah, I just have different. I used to be a little more strict on those sort of things, like when my daughter was growing up. But I over like the past 10, 15 years, I just been, you know what? I look at, because like I said, I like statistics, I like evidence, and after looking at all this stuff, I'm thinking to myself, why is this illegal? Really, why is this a law? It's senseless, it's useless, it's not stopping anybody from doing anything. There's laws against speeding, but I can still speed. Just because the law says you can't do it, I'm still doing it. Well, I don't, but you know what I mean? So when I was younger, it was more of like I guess it wasn't that bad, but it was worse in a way too, as far as getting in trouble, especially if you were underage. But like I said, I'd just be walking down the street and a cop would come up to me and goes, "Hey, Dave, right?" Because they knew I was hanging out with these guys. I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Where is he at?" I don't know. Yeah, they always laughed at me because they knew I was just going to say I don't know. So that's why I stopped hanging around with those guys, because I'm like, you guys, the cops are harassing me just because I hang out with you. They knew I wasn't doing it, but they knew I hung out with people who were doing it. So they were always questioning me. So I remember there was this one day, there was a cop that I knew. He had a rookie cop, really young guy, wasn't that much older than me, with him. And he was asking me questions, and the rookie cop was asking, and the guy, I could see him laughing because he knew that the guy wasn't going to get any answers out of me because I was kind of a smart ass. So he goes, "Well, what's your name?" I told him my name, my last name is Hebert. He told the cop, he told the rookie, he said, that's Hebert. He never knows anything, so don't bother asking him. That's just how it was. But that's why I stopped hanging around with those guys. I'm like, I can't do this anymore because I'm kind of getting in trouble for things that I'm not even doing. So, but when I look at all that stuff and the way it was when I was a kid and the way they treated it, I just looked at it like whether it's legal or not, people are still going to have a problem. People are still going to have a choice.
Yeah.
People are still going to get
But
killed.
you're also, Larry, people in America, you are allowed to carry the gun, isn't it?
Every state has different laws.
Okay.
And I'm not a gun owner, but I totally believe in the Second Amendment. Everybody should have the right to own a gun. Everybody should. Because if you don't, that means the only people that do are the government. And I think that's a scary, scary situation. I think people should have a right to protect themselves. I really do.
Because
don't.
I think the police there, they are carrying the guns, isn't it? But here in UK, they haven't they don't use the gun. They have no
Well,
gun when they
the problem is here, like I said, we have over 300 million people here, and actually the criminals are probably own more guns than the cops do, and that's why the cops need guns. It's like it's a lot of pretty bad people out there, and that's why guns get a lot of bad talk and stigma. But whenever a criminal, somebody shoots a cop or shoots, that's not even their gun. The gun was stolen. They don't legally own the gun. Legal gun owners very rarely commit crimes with that gun because they know the laws. They know what you can and can't do.
Yeah.
And people have guns for hunting, and they do. They have guns for all different reasons. I don't particularly like it, but I'm not going to tell anybody else they can't do it. That should be their right. And I don't know why every state has a different law. Like I can open carry in New Hampshire. I can wear the gun right on my hip walking in the store. But if I go to a bordering state like Massachusetts, you're not allowed to do it.
Have you got guns, Sir Larry?
Shouldn't the whole country have the same law? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like I've never understood
Sir
this.
Larry, have you got gun?
I don't. My brother did. My late brother, he owned a gun. He owned a lot of guns. He used to deal, trade.
But it's just like for using for self-defense, isn't it?
Well,
Self-defense.
like my brother, he used it. He just liked going out target shooting and stuff like that.
Okay.
It was just fun. It was just I used to go with him. He used to go to different places and they used to trade. He'd buy, sell, trade, do all these different things. So, I don't have a problem. My father owns a gun. A lot of people do. But I'm not worried about something happening because, like I tell everybody, where I live in New Hampshire, I'm surrounded by gun owners. Most of my neighbors. So if anything happened, I'm safe because they're going to protect me too. Because they're all. So I'm not worried about it. And I live in this place.
Is that your place there, Sir Larry?
Funny thing about it, the states like New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, that have the highest gun ownership have the lowest crime. There's a reason for that. You don't want to break into somebody's house in a place where that person more than likely owns a gun. So why is a burglar going to break into a lot of houses here when the chances are the person that lives there probably owns a gun? You're going to go somewhere else and do that. So you own the most guns in the state, have the lowest crime because people are armed. It makes sense. Go find some. Go do that somewhere else. So it just makes sense. But it's funny, but a lot of people don't think about that. Especially where I live in the states that border me, like Vermont has, I think, the highest gun ownership in the country, and they have the lowest crime rate. Well, because people know how to protect themselves, so the criminals don't want to bother people who are armed. It's a pretty stupid thing to do. You got to come in and try to steal my TV, you're going to get shot. You're going to go somewhere else and do that. But there's consequences. There's heavy gun laws here. Like you have to be careful.
You need to be careful, isn't it?
Yeah. But most of the people I've ever known,
I think in your in your place is safe, Sir Larry?
We
Do
have
you think?
where I live, we have a very low crime rate. There's still crime, but it's very, very low. There's nothing.
That's good. That's good. The same here as well. Our place here quite there's few but not many.
People
It's
think
like
people equate we have a place, you go to a city like Chicago that
mm,
has like hundreds of murders all the time, gang members, and
really?
yeah.
Oh
But
my God.
people like politicians, they're like, oh, we got to have stricter gun laws. Well, how can you have stricter gun laws for people who don't legally own the gun? They're criminals. So it's like they're trying to impose laws on people that follow the law just because people who don't follow the law are committing crimes. There's other ways to do that. You know what I mean? So it's they try to that's what government does, though. They blame everybody for the actions of a few. We're going to punish all
Yeah.
of you because somebody did something. Why would you punish me for? I didn't do it. So it's like if you're in a classroom, you're in school, and there's like 200 kids,
Mm.
and one kid did something really bad, and then the whole class got punished for it. Well, why
Yeah,
didn't you
because it's a big
punish
city.
the kid who did the bad thing? It doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
it's a big city. Here, this the only one is lots of troubles here. It's in London. It's like a big city. It's
Yeah.
like in there, and the big city here. Some of the areas quite dangerous.
Well,
But
we try to
here,
tell
it's
people
not
all the
really.
time. We talk to people from these other places and the politicians, and they just don't seem to understand. Because, like I said, government takes the approach that we're going to blame everybody for the actions of a few. That's so wrong. Make the bad people have responsibility for what they're doing, or somebody might just make a mistake. I don't know. Everybody's got a different situation, and a lot of times in those big cities, they have the guns because they're afraid of the other criminals, gang members coming after them too. It's not a good thing, but they all have to look out for themselves too. It's a crazy situation, but they just don't seem to understand that stricter gun laws don't necessarily mean less crime. Banning guns doesn't mean less crime because they're going to commit other kinds of crimes. They might stab you. I don't know. Yeah. You still have knives. You're going to ban knives. You're going to ban baseball bats. You're going to ban golf clubs. No. There's a lot of things that can be used as a weapon, not just a gun. But if you look at the United States, and like I said, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, different states that have the highest guns ownership, we have the lowest crime rates. It's just a fact. It's the way it is.
Yeah, but here we don't use that gun here because I don't know. I think that is there here. All the police no, they don't use the guns with their.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that every country is different.
But in the Philippines, loads of crime, loads of crimes because loads of guns. Some
It
police
doesn't
are
really. It's not really because of the guns though, because if they didn't have guns, they'd still be committing
they
crime.
don't have guns.
Like I don't know where was it. Was it in Australia or something where they banned guns completely? But there was other places where they had tough restrictions on guns, but then they still had a high murder rate. They were just murdering people with other things instead of guns. So a criminal is a criminal. A murderer is a murderer. If they don't have a gun, they're going to find another way to do it. That's just the way it is. They're gonna. If somebody's that deranged, they don't need a gun to kill you. They can run their car into you. They can, like I said, there's a lot of things. I don't like the bad stigma attached to guns. Some people just do really stupid things. And what are you going to use? That's what you can't regulate. You can't make a law. That's the thing. You can't make a law against stupidity. You can't make a law technically against evil because it exists. It exists. It's just there. Yeah. So what are you supposed to do? Like I always laugh at people when they talk about guns and like places like the big cities and stuff. I said, well, yeah, they should just make murder illegal. And then they stop and, like, oh no, really, just make murder. Oh wait, it's already illegal. And guess what? They still do it. So they don't seem to care about the law either. Just because there's something that states you can't do this, it doesn't mean people aren't going to do it. They're still going to do it.
Yeah.
And you can't get to it until after the fact, unfortunately. The police, you can't do anything. You have to react to it after it's already happened. That's why I prefer good people that want to own a gun. They should be able to, because they're defending themselves. It's totally up to them. And that's not my thing. I don't care to have a gun. It's not my thing. But I have no problem with anyone that does. I'm not going to tell them what to do. It's their business.
Yeah. As long as you don't do anything, you don't fight to people have a gun, so you're safe.
Yeah, and like I
Because
said, we
you have a self-defense.
I mean, like when you see stuff around here, like occasionally there's murders here in New Hampshire. It's rare, but we still have them. Not necessarily with guns, but people might rob a store or break into a house, or it's just this stuff happens. It happens everywhere, but it's a very low crime rate here. Like it just doesn't really
That's
happen.
good. Because mostly some states there are loads of criminal, isn't it? The same here as well. Some of
Yeah,
the
so
places
it depends. If it's like a really big city,
in the city.
It is what it is. I don't think the crime rate is, I don't know. It just depends on where you live. And there's always a reason for it. Some people might rob a store because they're hungry. Some people might rob a store because they're a jerk. You don't know. Everybody's got a different reason. Some people are just stupid. So some people have mental issues. You never know what they're gonna do.
The Philippines is the same, because I don't know, some places is white, then but mostly there in the Philippines, I think loads of people, like there's loads of troubles.
Yeah.
But the gun, the police, some of them, but
Well, another thing that causes a lot of crime is desperation and despair. You get places where people literally have nothing, they're probably going to do whatever they can to get what they want. And that's another part of it. That's what happens in a lot of these bigger cities too. People get kind of forgotten about, and they don't have nowhere to go. They're homeless. Now, sometimes it's their fault that they're in that situation too. They can't blame society for all their problems. You got to take responsibility for your own life at some point. But when people are desperate, they're going to do things out of desperation. And if it's I don't know, they might rob a store and just grab a loaf of bread. They might steal it because they don't have any money. People always have reasons to do things. It's just, it'd be nice if everything could be just solved like that, but it's just not reality. Not everybody's going to be in a perfect situation.
yeah. But in the Chicago, and I think in Chicago and Los Bear, I think Lisa as well, the same there. There are lots of people there. Lots of crimes there, I think.
There is. But the thing is about Chicago is that gets overblown too. That's a big city. But a lot of the crimes that happen there, the shootings, happen in a very small part of the city.
Okay.
It's a very small, it's not the whole city. It's just there's some small pockets. And most of it's because of gang activity.
Chicago, Chicago and Los Bell, isn't it? Los Bell. There's a state there, so lots of people, lots of crimes. I think Lisa, she said
Los Angeles, Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore. Atlanta. There's
Lisa said that she heard lots of sounds of the guns there the other night. She said that. Did you hear the guns?
I don't know.
Because-
But most of the crimes are committed with illegal guns to begin with. They don't own those guns. They stole them, or they got them through other means.
Yeah.
Yes, so and that's the thing. That's what people project that when they see like if Chicago had like 80 shootings in a weekend, which it literally happens, then they just blame everybody. Oh, guns should all be banned. Why should they be banned? If you're, you know, do something about the bad people and don't go after the good people. You know, it doesn't make any sense to blame everybody for that situation. And if we would, you know, we're in a situation now where a lot of these politicians are blaming the police for a lot of things. And that sends the wrong message because now the criminals think they can do whatever they want. Like, well, what do you think is going to happen? Because if you don't have police, then you're going to have armed citizens and we're going to be the police. And you don't want that because we're not going to be so
Yeah.
nice. So we don't have to follow any rules. So it's just, you know, people have to just be careful what they're doing. But overall, it's not, I mean, there's a lot of crime here and there, but overall, it's just not. I mean, I never see anything. I've never been involved in anything like that. But things,
I
you know,
think there's
things
lots of
do happen.
involved of drugs and
Drugs has a lot to do with it.
yeah, speedy. Because I saw the one day there's in America. I've always watched like a what do you call that, the helicopter like following to the cars running what they
Oh
like
yeah, like I
speeding.
love watching the high speed chases, especially when you
Yeah,
see
I speed something like that. I love watching that. I'm always watching that.
you realize if you run, you're in more,
Yeah, and they still can.
more
They
trouble.
hide in the under the trees. They hide everywhere, and they still caught the police.
What's up, man?
I love watching that.
If
Sky,
you start
Sky
running,
watch.
that tells me you're guilty. If you're running for a reason. So yeah, it's just I see stuff like that.
I watched the one almost in American. I always look the one in what's Sky What's and my God, they're crazy when they're driving.
I
They
know.
keep running and running and they're under the trees and they still.
It always makes me wonder too. There's a helicopter.
Yeah.
Do you really think you're going to get away? Do you really think they can't see you? Like, what are you doing? They can see everywhere you go. What are you doing for? Yeah.
This is so funny because they jump to the pins and they go anywhere and they still caught.
We could see everything, and you're running. Where are you running? Where are you going to go? There's nowhere to go.
Because there's a camera focused to them, so they caught them. I saw that one. I love watching that. I love it. I love watching. Yeah, it's in that it happened. That one is in America, isn't it, Sir Larry? I saw that one.
And it's like if you run, that's more of a threat to the police because they don't know if you're going to shoot them or something. So they have to be more alert now because if you're running for a reason. So now I don't trust you even more. So
I don't know why they keep running. Why they run? What's wrong?
They run because they either stole the car or they have warrants out for them.
Yeah. Maybe they stole the car or done something.
You have some warrants out for your arrest, but now you just made it worse. You just made it 100 times worse by running. Now you're going to be charged more for running. It's so stupid. Nobody uses their damn brain, you know.
I love watching in the theater there because they keep running. I love watching all the time the one.
It's so bad. It's dangerous, though. You know, it's dangerous. They go right through the intersections. Somebody could be crossing the street with a baby or something.
And they driving like there's a lorry there, and they just cross to the lorry and they hit. Oh my God! Oh, lots of accident. Oh my God!
Yeah, and then that's the point. Every time you hit something or do something, you're running a red light. That's another charge. You hit a car. That's another charge. So You're running from the cop because maybe you had a drug charge, some petty thing. Now you're going to be in jail for years, acting like a jerk. Like you could have just stopped and said, "I'll take my punishment." Nope. Now you're going to be in jail for that much longer. I don't understand it. Like use
I see
logic,
that one. I
but
love
they don't.
watching that.
I don't know. They're either on drugs or there's other issues going on there. Who knows? Everybody's got a different situation. But that's the thing. From the time Jesus walked the earth, there was criminals, there was murderers, there were no guns. People do bad things. It doesn't matter what time we lived in this world. Cavemen, everybody does bad things. It doesn't matter throughout, humanity. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when you were, from the time life started, there's always bad things that happen. Just because we have guns now or we have weapons now. Well, way back then they didn't have any guns and people were still freaking killing each other. So they always find a way. Some people are just going to always find a way. If they're going to do something bad, they're just going to do it. That's the way it is. It sucks. I wish the world was made of marshmallows and rainbows, but it's not. That's not reality. Bad things happen.
Yeah. In America, mostly like that happened there. I love watching that. Lots of people keep running and lots of accident in the road. The cars accident because this driving speedy. I saw that one there. It's
Scary.
like that happening in America.
It's scary. Well, it's because a lot of these places, there's just so many people. I don't know the exact reason why these things happen in certain places. It's just
It's a big stage, isn't it? A big
yeah,
country.
some places are just really bad. And when I was a kid, I used to say that there shouldn't be any street in this country that you can't feel safe walking down at night. But the fact is, there is. Like even when I was a teenager, I was confident in myself, me and my friends, but there were definitely places we just wouldn't go. We knew I'm not going there. I'm not going to that part of town. I'm not driving down that road. We knew better. Like I don't want anything to do with it. So you got to know real fast where to go, what to avoid, And there might be like this one big city, like Springfield is a city I live near, but there was these little parts of Springfield, tiny parts of Springfield that you just knew I'm not going anywhere near that damn place. Like my father used to be a builder. He used to do additions and we used to repair houses and things. He would get a call for a job and they would tell him the street they lived on. And he'd be like, "Nah, I don't work there." You'd be like, "What? You won't?" "No, I don't work in that part of that town." And it was for a good reason. I mean, we worked in places where we'd be inside working and somebody was outside stealing the tools out of the truck. It's just like that stuff happens right in front of you. They don't care. So it's like, no, I don't work in that part of town anymore. You hire somebody else to do that. I'll lose too much. I'll get my truck stolen. So you learn, hey, it's a shame you wanted to help, but then you're like, it's a risk for me. It's a risk for me just to park my truck on that road. I'm not doing it. It's just, it is. It's crazy. There's certain streets. When I first started learning how to drive, I first got my license and I was driving. That's what my parents would tell me. If I
How old you learn driving, Sir Larry? How old you first driving?
18.
18.
I could have been 17, but my parents wouldn't. They wouldn't sign up.
They pass, some of here, they are 18, 17. You learn driving, some of them.
I learned, I learned to drive when I was very, very young. I would drive in the yard. I worked on a farm. I was driving tractors and trucks. No problem when I was, 13. But I could have got it sooner, but my parents wouldn't sign it for me because I was kind of doing stupid things. So I had to wait till I was 18 when I'm technically an adult, so I could do it. So I had to wait till I was 18 because I was always in trouble.
So
I
you've
wait.
been driving for a long time, Sir Larry. So you know better in the road now.
Yeah, but like I said, you still see things that just you make you just can't believe.
I
Really,
can drive.
I wonder. I'm on the road sometimes. I wonder, are people like trying to kill me today? Like, did I do something? You know, like you just like today was a bad one. This
Hello, Sir Larry from Mercy Boko. Hello, Sir Larry. This is
hello,
Marilyn.
mercy.
Kausapin mo to si Marilyn. Hello, Sir Larry.
But even
She just,
when you see things like that, especially with crime, when I was a teenager, I would always think even if I saw a story about like a serial killer or something, it's a bad thing. This person might have killed like 30 people or something. But I always thought, even when I was a kid, I would think to myself, that person was a child at one time. This evil, evil person was a child at one time. He was a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old. What happened? I always used to think, like, what makes people tick? Like, what happened in this person's life that made them be like that? I always do that. And it's still today. I'll see something it might be the most horrible, horrific thing you see, and that's what I think. Like, what happened in this
yun na
person's
yata
life?
yung tao.
So, and that's what I wish you could get to these people before these things happened. I wish, like, some of my friends were like that. They weren't like, horrible criminals or anything, but I could see by the way they grew up. They didn't have any parents. Parents were jerks. Their parents were alcoholics. Their parents abused them.
Akit ka dito, Ma'am Marilyn.
So I could see even back then how someone who grew up that way might end up like that someday. You could just see it coming. Like my brother will call me, my parents. Hey, do you remember that kid you went to school with? So, yeah, yeah. Oh, he got arrested for this. I'm like, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked.
Really?
I'm like, I used to hang around with him. He was crazy.
Yeah.
I knew he was gonna do something like that someday. He's nuts. So you always, I hear things like that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I knew what his parents were like. I knew what their upbringing was like, and I could only be such a good influence on them. I tried, but I
I
grew up
think their parents, they don't care, Sir Larry. I think their parents depend, I
that's the
think,
thing. They get to a
how they
point
grow.
where they don't care, and they act out. And a lot of
Yeah,
times
when
they
they
do it.
grow up,
They want to
they
be
grow it.
they want to be heard. They want to be noticed, and they act out to get that recognition. Yeah. So I hear these names all the time, and I'm like, yeah, I remember him. I went to school with him. He was crazy. Yep. Not shocked. And even that, I always think to myself, I remember these people when I was a little kid. We were friends when we were kids. So I always wonder what happened, what made them get to this point. It's a shame you can't stop it before they get to that point, but you can't. So some you can, but not everybody. And I don't know why those kids were drawn to me and I was drawn to them. I had a pretty normal family, but the kids I hung around with when I was a teenager were really bad kids in bad situations. And my parents hated it, but I'm like, I don't know why we get along. I don't know why everybody hates this kid, but I get along with him. It's just, I was always like that. Maybe because I felt I could help him. I don't know what it was, but I was always like that. I'm like, and people would ask me, why do you hang around with them? I don't know. I just do. Like, they don't do anything bad to me. They might do really bad things to you, but for some reason, they treat me pretty good. I don't know why that was. So it was a very, very strange, strange time. Like, yeah.
You
But
still
you
contacting
always,
to your classmate, when you're teenager, Sir Larry, your mate before, then you mate until when you grown up,
and now
you
I'm
still
now I'm
contact.
pretty much an introvert. Now I'm pretty much isolated. I don't hang around with anyone. I don't go out of my way to see people or
Mm.
because all that back then was just a whole lot of noise.
I can
Now,
remember
now
some
I don't
of
like
my
noise.
mates.
I'm done with noise. I want
You
quiet.
don't have
Yeah,
noise.
I want quiet now. But
drink everything, music,
you know,
very noisy
I
when you.
do think about that time. I do think about when I was growing up, and I do. It's like this weird thing. You always wish you could do things differently, or you wish you could have done this differently. But the worst thing is when you hear about kids that people you went to school with. Like about 10 years ago, one of my best friends growing up died, and you think, damn, you're the same age. They died of a heart attack or this. You know what I mean? And it's just like, wow. It's just tough to hear about things like that. But I've seen
Teenager.
it. It happened when I was a kid, and there were kids at that time. They were kids, and they were killed. I knew a kid that shot himself. A kid I hung around, he shot himself one night. I didn't see it, but I mean, how do you process that when you're 12 years old? A friend of mine, one of my best friends, his brother tried to hang himself. Like he's just like you don't understand it when you're a kid. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why would somebody do that? But then you saw later on in life what they were becoming. You could just see it's just gonna be a disaster. But yeah, I've seen some pretty crazy things, man.
Crazy.
Probably things I shouldn't have seen, but I dealt with it, But I don't know.
Teenager,
It
stubborn.
always makes you wonder, and I see people like that today, and I always wonder, and I always think, even if somebody's homeless, it could be any situation. I'm always wondering what happened. How did they get here? Because I always think to myself, that could be me. I could have ended. I could have easily.
Oh
With the way
yeah, you can think
I
that.
was acting when I was younger, I could have ended up in that situation easily. Anyone, anybody, any of us. Sometimes we think we're really comfortable, we've got it made, we've got a good life, but anybody could end up in that situation. And that's when, if more people realize that, we could probably solve a lot more problems. Like, we're all that far away from probably being in a really bad situation. So, although you see things that upset you or make you angry or get you emotional, I like to think about it differently. I always think about how did we get here? That's what I always think about. I try to see the human, even if
as long
they're,
as you've changed, so it's good.
yeah, I just
So
try
good that
to,
you changed.
I see things
Otherwise,
that make me
you're the same.
angry about people, and I'll argue with people, but I always try to see the human. I think we forget sometimes, especially with the internet, we're all people. Like, you could be bickering with someone on Facebook or YouTube, or we're all people, though. We're all human. We're all in the same boat here. It's we forget that's another person you're talking to there. So
Yeah, that is life. That is when you was younger's life, isn't it?
yeah, I don't have any. Like I said, I had a pretty normal upbringing. I had a big family, both my parents. But I just kind of I kind of veered, like when all the kids were like playing together. My mother has this old tape from when I was like, I don't know, I was probably like 5 years old, and you could see us all playing, and my brothers and sisters were playing over here, and they turned the camera, and I'm like hitting a tree with a stick. Like, I was always doing something weird and different. Like, they were playing, and I was like beating on a tree or throwing rocks or doing something stupid. It was always like Larry was always by himself. Just let him be. We don't know what he's doing, but just let him do it.
Yeah.
Very, very strange. I always took myself away from like the crowd. If everybody else was over here, I was over here. That's just the way. I'm still like that. I'm still the same way.
But at least now you have a big change now, so you're not You don't do that again before what you've done
No,
before.
no, that was so many years ago. I was just being a stupid kid. I didn't know any better. Hey, well, you think when you're that age, that's why I always thought, I always think, I wish I knew things. I wish I thought the way I do now. I wish I thought that way then. But that's not possible because our brains don't work like that.
Yeah.
If people
But
could,
when you was younger, Sir Larry, you're not. Sir Larry, when you was younger, you didn't like travel. You like travel in going anywhere, other states. You just
no,
go around in your
yeah, other states here and there, not too far. I would just
not so far.
be by myself, Yeah. I should have
You
done more of that.
you should visit to uh any state, different states.
Yeah,
You
I
should go
visited
there.
most of all of New England, Florida, South Carolina, places like that.
You been there?
Hmm?
Have you been there in the Florida
Yeah,
or how many states in America? It's loads. Have you been
50,
in loads of states there when
50,
you was young?
50 states. But I've only been, I've been the farthest I've been is Florida. That's
Florida.
still not that far. I mean, I went to my son's graduation to South Carolina, which borders Florida, and I was only on the plane it was like under 2 hours.
How about in New York, Sir Larry? Is that nice place in New York?
Where?
New York.
New York?
Yeah. Is that
Oh, New
nice?
York.
You been there? Have you been there?
I visited New York City when I was a kid. My aunt and uncle took me and my brother to New York City, and
Is that far from where you live? Is that far?
about a 5 hour drive, probably something like that.
Oh, 5 hours. Oh, it's not far then. Oh, it's not
No,
that far. Just five
no, but
hours.
it's too. It's massive. Like it's too many. Like just New York City itself has like 9 million people. That's a big city.
Yeah.
I just remember I was like 10 years old when we went. We went on the Statue of Liberty. We went up in the World Trade Center when that was still standing, Empire State Building. And I just remember just the people. Like that's all you remember. You see all these things, but you just remember the people. And it's just like shoulder to shoulder. There's so many people. And as I got older, it just
I love to go there in New York because I want to try there. Because like I want it's the highest building. I want to go there.
yeah. It's yeah, I mean I was a little
LA, let's go in LA.
but as an adult I wouldn't have liked it because I just don't like crowds. I don't like being around that many
You
people.
don't like crowds.
I don't like the crowds. I don't like all the noise, all the traffic. I want nothing to do with it. Yeah.
You don't like to go in the you're if you go to holidays, Sir Larry, you like relaxing holiday, like to the you go to the beach, going to the nice hotel. You don't like go to the city because for me, I would love to go to the holiday to go like sightseeing
Yeah.
sometimes, but I don't really like to go to the beach because I like the beach, but it's too hot for me.
I have
Maybe
no use. I have no use for the beach. Like I like being around the lakes if I'm fishing or something, but
I love it, but I think and there's during the sunset, I like.
yeah.
I don't like it's too hot because yeah, because some people they here British people they love to go to the beach, um, like even in the summer here they always go there travel. But for me, I like just travel
When I was
for
young, when I was a
like
teenager,
thing.
I would do that. I would deliberately lay out in the sun and get really tan. I would get really dark.
Yeah.
I love being out in the sun.
You don't like sightseeing? I love sightseeing.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, sightseeing for me, I mean, it just depends. I don't know.
Depend where you go.
Yeah,
Depend.
I do like the area sort of where I'm at now, but I want to see more.
Mm.
I want to see where my son lives. I wouldn't mind visiting Hawaii or
Yeah.
Texas, Oklahoma. I want to see
Okay.
maybe California, not so much. But
California, yeah.
different, but yeah, I want to see the Grand Canyon. I want to see a lot of things.
Before, Sir Larry, before pandemic, did you travel a lot? Did you went to different country, Asian or
No,
somewhere?
I've never been out
No,
of the. I've never been out of the country. No.
you didn't go to different Europe or somewhere. You didn't go there. No, you don't like to
No,
travel.
because I always my mind. I see. I always thought like I always thought like maybe this is kind of weird, but I always thought like I live in a really big country. I want to see my whole country first before I go anywhere else. And that's why
Okay.
I've never seen my whole country. I haven't.
Huh? Really?
And I don't, why would I go overseas when I haven't seen everything here? There's so much to see here. That's how I
Yeah.
look
So
at
much.
it. I've never been out west. I've never seen these
Oh,
things.
look, and also, Sir Larry, if you go to holiday, very expensive, and like the same, like almost the same, because like yeah, like when you go to in Europe, yeah, this different place, but you can see that as well when you here, when like
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just only likes to go there if you have like
Well, if the pandemic didn't hit, I probably would have gone to Cambodia with my friend.
yeah,
I have a friend from Cambodia, and she was going to go. She usually goes in April, and she
yeah,
asked me if I wanted to go. I was like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I've never been anywhere like that, so I probably would have gone but they had to cancel it, of course. But maybe next year,
yeah,
just for something to do. I mean, because I've never done it, but there's still a lot of things here that I want to see that I still haven't seen. My son is only 23. He's seen way more of this country than I have. He's been everywhere.
yeah.
He's been all over. Yeah, he drove across the country. He went everywhere.
You went to everywhere. Yeah, it's nice to go like everywhere. You can visit any state. If I were there in the United States, I think I love to go to every places, nice places in the different states.
Yeah.
Because here, I don't know. Here, I never been anywhere as well. Here, it's just only the closer
Well,
nearby.
the thing is, like here, everything is just so different, and you don't have to go that far. Like when I went to visit my son last for his graduation, like I said, that's only a 2 hour plane flight. We were barely on the plane for 2 hours, but here it was like 10 degrees. We got there, it was like 80 degrees.
Yeah,
So just that short little distance, you're going from winter to summer. So there's a lot. Yeah, it's crazy. So it was different,
yeah, different.
but it's
Let's.
not that far. If I had to drive, it would probably be like 15 hours. Flying was 2 hours, and it's a huge. You went from winter. Now it's still winter there, but it's a lot warmer there in the winter. It doesn't snow there typically, So it's you know,
I
just
hate
so much.
driving. I just don't like driving here because
Take me
I'm
to
scared to drive.
Come on.
But I can go. I love to go holiday, but just only not too far. Not too far. I think in states here from UK, I think it's 5 hours. I think 5 hours or 6 hours. I don't know. But I love to go in New York one day, just sightseeing.
Yeah, I
Just
mean it's I wouldn't go anywhere near the place, but that's just me. That's too
yeah.
that's just too much for me. I'd rather be out in the wild, more open spaces. The
You
mountains.
should done that when you was young, Sir Larry, not now.
Right.
Because now you just like
When I was a teenager, yeah, I didn't mind it, but I was still kind of a loner though. I still didn't really
if
like.
I was when I was if I was uh young, then I got loads of money. I will keep travel, but I can't afford to travel everywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I can't afford to travel. I love to go anywhere around in the world, but it's so expensive.
That's probably what I would do if I had the money, or if I won the lottery, or like I said, I wouldn't mind owning an RV and just travel around everywhere. Just do whatever. You can live in
Yeah.
you're living in your vehicle. I mean, it's just whatever. I'm okay with that. But I
As
should
long as
have
you
done
have
more of that
your,
when I was younger. I wish I had more of a mindset to just, be more,
yeah.
just be more kind of free. Not that anybody was holding me back. I didn't take chances back then, really. Not for good things. I could have done, probably should have done a lot more. I had opportunities to do a lot of things. I just didn't do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, someday.
Someday.
I think
But
my son's trying to arrange it so me and my other son can go to his place, sometime in the spring, I guess, April or May. So we can go meet there at the same time and all hang out together.
when you, Sir Larry, when the kids they're like you need to take them for holiday. Where did you took for holiday for them when they are young, when you're children? Because mostly they want to go somewhere.
No, the thing is where I
Yeah.
live is a vacation destination.
Yeah. The vacation
People
is there.
come here from all over the world to New Hampshire. Yeah.
Oh,
So
really? Not tourist.
I'm already in a place where people take a holiday. So, but I live here. So
Ah,
there's already so many things to
already
do
there.
here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Like I said, within just a few hours, you can go from the ocean to the mountains. It's just a completely different. The landscape is just so different here. You can
Ah,
do,
okay.
yeah.
That's nice.
That's what people don't understand. Like I live in a tourist state. Most of
Yeah,
our
tourist
economy depends
state.
on tourism. That's most of our economy here. So thousands, hundreds of thousands people travel here every summer. They come to New Hampshire.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. If you
What
look,
place is the nice their place, Sir Larry? What place the nice like tourist visit? What that nice place there near with you there? What you can say there? What you can say in their place?
I mean, lakes. We have
Really?
there's like a
Because
thousand.
I saw the blood. I saw the beach there.
There's a lot of like older bed and breakfast hotels, trains, scenic rides. They have a big ship that
Yeah.
goes around the lake. I mean, it's hard to explain. If just when you have time, go on YouTube and look up New Hampshire. You'll see it. I
Ah,
mean,
okay.
we
We'll
have
look that then.
we have everything. It's just it's a pretty amazing place.
Yeah.
But all of New
Yeah, I
England
know the States is,
is
I
like,
know the States is lots of nice place there in the States.
hmm,
LA. Are you far in LA, Sir Larry?
very far. That's on the other side of the country.
Ah, okay. LA.
That would be like a plane to go to Los Angeles would probably be like 8 hours, 10 hours, something like
How
that.
many hours? 10 hours?
8 hours.
Oh my God. Look like you came to UK. I think it's closer UK from, I think,
It's far. It's all the way on the other side of the country. So, and I would never, ever, ever go to LA. That's even worse than New York. I wouldn't go.
oh my God. It's not too
Yeah.
far then.
I don't know. I shouldn't
Because,
say I would never. If I had the opportunity, let's say if I was connected with someone that knew the place and stuff, I'd be okay with it because I kind of know what I
yeah.
was doing. But there are some things I'd like to see. Like I said, I haven't seen all. This country is so massive, and I haven't seen any
I
of it.
can't believe that far. It's the same country, but when you travel, it's too far, like 10 hours. You should done that. You will come that to Philippines because Philippines is like 11 hours, 12 hours, I think 13 hours.
From here, a flight to the Philippines is like 23 hours.
Is it?
That's a long, yeah. No, you'd have to change over like 2 or 3 times too.
Oh, yeah. It's quite far.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, there's still a lot I'd like to see here, and I'm gonna try to do that more after all this craziness stops. But because I know, I mean, one son is in Washington State. That's a right
Yeah,
above.
in Washington. Is that I like to go in Washington.
That's
Did
right
you?
above. That's
Is
above
that far? Is that far from you as well, Washington, Sir
same,
Larry?
same as LA. It's on the other side. It's above California.
Is that another side of? Okay.
And my younger son lives in Hawaii, so I have a connection there
Oh yeah,
from
Hawaii.
Hawaii. So
It's too
places,
far.
places I could go, So
Really?
yeah,
Too far. It's quite
it's
far.
far. Yeah, yeah. Hawaii is even farther. So
Mm,
he's actually going to Australia. They're doing some training over there next year. So
yeah, Australia is quite far, but
yeah.
it's nice place there in Australia. I got a friend there, Australia.
But yeah, there's like I said, if I could see, I've been to Florida, South Carolina, places like that. But I do want to go out west. I like to see Colorado, Oklahoma.
Colorado. Oh my God, it's lots of states. How many states in USA? How many states?
50.
50?
And they're massive, most of them. Yeah, it's
Oh my
big
God.
places. That's why I said
God.
New York City. That's just a city, and there's almost 10 million people just in that city.
Yeah.
That goes to show you how big this place is. It's just massive. There's just so many people. Now, New Hampshire, my entire state only has just over 1 million. So that goes to
Yeah.
show you, New Hampshire is a tiny state, which is
Oh my God.
1.36 million. That's it.
Um,
And I border,
still.
New Hampshire borders Canada too. So,
Oh yeah. So you're far in Canada, Sir Larry.
no, it's only like a few hours.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're closer in Canada. What part of Canada? Toronto.
New Hampshire borders Canada.
Oh, really? Is that Toronto or Vancouver?
I think it's more Toronto, but I'm not sure. It must be Toronto. Yeah.
Mm, Vancouver. Vancouver is a nice place as well. I would love to go in Canada. I love to go everywhere, but now we can't go anywhere because of this pandemic.
I know. And everybody's just really getting really sick of it. I have a
I
friend
really,
OFW. She lives in Hong Kong, and she was supposed to move to Canada this year, but
oh,
she couldn't.
really?
And we had planned. I had planned to meet her because we're friends. She was going to go work in I guess a coffee place or something. She got a break. One of her friends got her a job in Vancouver, and that's near where my son lives. Because where he lives in Washington, they also border Canada, but on the other side of the country.
Okay.
He's only a few hours. I told her I'll meet you there if you get me a coffee. She said
I will
okay.
keep talking.
She goes when you go there, if you see a brown girl holding coffee, that's me. I said okay. That's all I know.
And you didn't turn up.
No, we'll make it happen. I talked to her recently. Yeah, we'll meet for that cup of coffee someday.
Oh yeah. She just moved already.
No, she's still in Hong Kong, unfortunately.
He's still in Hong Kong.
So I hope she can be able to go there soon. That'd be fun. I just feel bad.
Yeah, lots of people stuck now.
Down, they can't go anywhere. I hate that. That's so wrong.
Mm. Yeah, you can go now anywhere, isn't it? Because I think this
You
pandemic
can,
is
you can. There's people who are traveling right now. They're traveling. So
this they let them now to travel, but I think they limits people to travel
yeah,
now.
it depends. I mean, they're traveling all over the country. So I think, like I
Mm.
said, I think we're going to be clear. I think by spring. I think by I don't know April, March. Hopefully, I don't see this.
Hopefully next year will be okay, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
I know like some people like to.
we stuck like this.
One of my friends always says. She always says the new normal. I said, don't say those words.
Mananambal healthcare. Tarang ka.
I don't want to hear
Sakit
anything.
yan.
I don't want to hear anything. The new normal. I don't want to hear it. Don't say that. That's like bad luck.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. It's not the new normal. We'll get over this.
Doktor Manambal Harang Timsak. Thank you. Magbaba ka ng bahay dyan, Doktor.
Like
Doktor
my
Manambal.
the three least favorite words now. The new normal. Don't ever say that in my presence again.
Oh, you know, yeah. It's common thing.
There's certain things that I refuse to bend on and just say no. Let's stay positive here, guys.
Good
Okay.
morning to all from Philippines. Mamaya 9 p.m. pray online. Okay.
But
It's
yeah,
quarantine
it's
everywhere.
gonna be, it's getting here, and we're gonna have a vaccine very, very, very soon. I know that for a fact, and I just, we're gonna be all right.
Yeah. Hopefully, they will find the vaccine, Senator Larry.
Yeah, I think they've got one. They're already working on one. It's already in like the stage 3 testing. It's almost here. It's almost here. Yep.
Yeah.
I know here we're gonna have 150 million ready to go like that. That's a lot. That's almost half the country. And once we have
Yeah.
it, then everybody else is gonna have it. So
God. Mhm.
it'll
Hopefully,
be,
hopefully will come back to the normal.
we
Will go
will.
back to the normal.
We will. We're gonna. We've been, there's different places, different parts of the world, even the United States, that have been through, I think, much worse things. There's different countries who've been through some pretty horrible things, and everybody made it okay. We're gonna make it through this too. That's why I hate seeing people panic about things and being afraid of everything. And God, don't do that. We're gonna be all
I
right.
agree. Hoping Sony's we can have our vaccine already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we will. We will.
Si Dr. Mananambal is doctor from Philippines online. Si Dr. Mananambal. Dr.
I mean,
Mananambal.
we had it. If we had it by January, that'd be great. But I think we're going to have it before. I really do. I think we're going to have it before that. Even if it's January, okay, whatever. If it's April, okay, but we're going to have it. But I think it's going to be.
I would love to this one when we will have this one before Christmas. Then people can enjoy that during Christmas. That my wish.
Yeah, because people are, especially here, especially in the United States, we're used to being more free, and people have had it about here now. We're like, we're getting to a point where people are really getting. It's more than just discouraged. People are getting a lot really angry, and they're really starting to act out, and something's got to change here quick, And I don't blame them. I actually don't. I don't blame. You can't keep people locked up. You can't take their businesses away, and you can't go here.
Yeah.
You can't go there. You can't do this. You can't do that. Come on now.
No freedom.
Come on.
Because everything is being controlled.
We will figure it out. We all work together. We all look out for each other. I don't think the people up top, the politicians, should be telling us what to do, because none of us. I'm not listening to them anyway. But there's. We'll figure it out. We put a man on the moon. We can figure this out. Yeah.
Everything is hard now. So this happened this year. Hopefully next year will be fun. Will be okay.
Yeah. Maybe I can go to the Philippines. I got a lot of contacts in the Philippines now.
Yeah.
I got a lot of people I know now. I got places to go if I want to go there. So.
You want to go there, Sir Larry, in the Philippines? You
I
want
get
to visit?
invited there all the time. I've got a lot of pending invitations. Yeah. So.
You can go there if you like. If you want like a nice holiday.
Sure.
Yeah, lots of. You can
No,
visit.
I would actually love to. Like I said, I'd like to see all of my country too, but there's something about that when I see things on the Philippines. I see where some people live there, and I don't know why, but I feel like this weird connection. I don't know why it is. I just feel like, yeah, I think I would like that. Like, it's like the first time I visited Florida. That was in 2002. That was the first time I'd ever visited Florida.
Florida is to a hot country, is it, Sir Larry?
It's a state, not a country.
Yeah, but yeah, it states, but it's
Oh,
hot.
it does. It does get very hot. It does get very
Because
hot.
my friend lived there. My friend lived
Yeah.
there.
But when I was there, I felt like I belonged there. And I don't know why, because I had never been there before. And at the time, my son's mother at the time kept asking me, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just feel like I've been here, and I've never been here." I felt like I knew where everything was. I knew everything. I felt like this weird. I don't know what it was. It was the strangest thing. She thought I was weird. I'm like, no, I'm just telling you. I feel like I've been here before, and I never have. It's so strange. Yeah, it was the strangest feeling. It happens to me sometimes when I'd be like, I feel like I've been here before, but I know I haven't. But I just feel like this weird connection.
Weird connection.
Yeah. My great grandparents lived there,
Okay.
but I had never been to Florida before. So maybe it was because of them. Maybe that's why I felt, I don't know. Strange. Like when I first moved to New Hampshire, I grew up in Massachusetts, moved to New Hampshire. It's not that much different, but I always considered New Hampshire my home. It's like I knew everything as soon as I got here. It was so easy for me. So I just connected.
Since you was born, Sir Larry, when you was young, you just that the states you've been live, you didn't move to other states.
I did, but in the same area, like and where I live is called New England. So
Ah,
there's New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. All this,
okay.
yeah. But at least I lived in Maine for a little while. New Hampshire, basically New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts. I was born in Connecticut. That's where my father or my mother was from. Well, they're both from Connecticut, but
Mm.
you know, but yeah, in the New England states, that's basically where I went around there.
You're the same states to your parents, Sir Larry, isn't it?
Huh?
You're the same states of your parents.
They live a couple hours from me. They live in another state in Massachusetts.
Ah, okay. Oh, different states.
Yep.
Um,
My father was born. He grew up in Maine, but they moved to Connecticut, and that's where he met my mother in Hartford, Connecticut.
okay.
He used to take me when we were doing work down that area. He used to show me the apartment where I was born, where stuff, places like that, places like trash now, but it was much nicer back then. But I do. I like watching old, like when I go down to visit my mother, I go and dig out the old photos, all the black and white photos from when she was growing up. I'm just
Yeah.
fascinated. Yeah, I just like I watch videos about that stuff all the time, like back in the 1950s, and I always feel like, again, this weird connection. Like I feel like I should have lived back then. And that should have been my time. Like for some reason, I'm fascinated with it, the way things were back then. And obviously things were harder, but a lot of ways things were easier too. I would have liked it more slow,
Mm.
not as much people, not as much traffic, not as much, everything just a little bit easier. It would have been easier for me. I wouldn't have minded. But yeah, just the way people acted, the way people dressed, I don't know. It's just a different lifestyle.
Different lifestyle,
Because I look at
different
pictures from
way.
back then, all the houses and the neighborhoods, and they were so nice and so clean. And you go through those neighborhoods now, and
Oh, I
you'll
like that. The
crap.
place if they're clean and you feel like comfortable, like place that safe. So it is nice to live.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people believe in like reincarnation, like you lived another life before or something like that. Some people believe that, and that's maybe why I feel like when I see those old footage from way back then. That's why I feel like this weird connection. I wish I kind of wish I would live back then. I wish we could go back. It was like a time machine. I would go back there and go visit the way that was back then. I'd like to see how people were, you know, because I would have fit in with my personality. I think I would have fit in. But yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes I used to think that I grew up in the wrong time. You know, I should have been, you know, back then sometime, like when my parents were growing up or before. Yeah, I don't know. I always it's just the stuff that goes through my head. So I don't know why I think about stuff like that. I just do. I try to think beyond like where I'm at sometimes. It's just because I know I see a lot of stuff like that here too. We go to there's a lot of old museums around here, farms that have been around for over 100 years, and I go
Yeah.
into places and just think about, wow, what would this have been like back then? You know what I mean? What the way things were back then. I try to picture what it would have been like to live back then. The way I don't know. It's just
Mhm.
no cars, just horses, buggies.
No.
I was like, yeah, that probably wouldn't have been so bad, I guess. And that's why I used to
That
talk. Even when I was young, even when I was a kid, 10 years old, I always loved talking to very, very old people. They were
is
like
it.
80,
You
90,
like that?
I loved it. I was fascinated. I could listen to them talk about the old days all day long. I used to do it with my great
Alam
grandmother. She
po,
was
Kuya
deaf.
Kevin. Alam po. Thank you.
My
Thank you,
great
dear
grandma
sis.
was deaf. So I used to sit, all the kids, I was like 10 years old. All my brothers and sisters would be outside playing.
Thank
I
you,
was
dear sis. Oy.
sitting there
Nawala ng mga tao dyan sis. Nagkwentuhan na lang kami ni Sir
about
Larry.
the way she would just talk about the way things were when she was growing up. And she couldn't hear, she was deaf. So I would have to write questions down for her to read. And she would answer. She would just talk all day.
Thank you.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved hearing about what life was like before there were cars, before there was all these. I loved it. I was so fascinated with it. Absolutely loved it. I could do
Yeah.
it all day. Yeah. She had just stories after stories after stories, and I was just
You love the old story.
like,
About you
yeah.
love the old.
Oh yeah. Always, 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 always loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. So all your parents, Sir Larry, always talking about the history, about like about the old history, something like that.
Yeah. I love seeing
Movies.
yeah, I just love having that sort of connection to the past. And now my grandmother is gone, my grandfathers are gone, my great
Thank you, dear
grandparents
sis.
are gone.
Thumbs up. Salamat.
So you can only get these things now
Nagkwentuhan na lang kami.
through pictures or videos or talking to my parents because my grandparents are gone. But yeah, I don't know. I just loved it. I just talk for hours about that stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Talking about that.
Yeah, I watch YouTube videos about them,
What is what the story that you really you're really interested to know about the history, Sir Larry?
I don't know. I just like to see how families were back then. I like I
Okay.
like the whole family thing. It seemed like it seemed like back then people were a little closer. You know what I mean? There was obviously people still had problems, but it's not like today where I remember growing up, we all ate dinner together at the table together as a family. That doesn't happen that much anymore with a lot of people. Everything's separate.
Yeah.
Everybody's connected on their phone and they're doing this and doing that rather than
Yeah, because when you're grown up, you're different lives.
we didn't
Like,
have that. Yeah, we had to be it was time for dinner, you're all at the table. You know what I mean? Set the table, do the dishes, and it was more so like that even before that. But yeah, that's the thing I like to see. I like to see the families and listen to the way people talk back.
families together. But it's so nice also sometimes, like even once in a month, like get together for family bonding.
Yeah.
It's nice. But
Yeah, we would
before,
have like these traditions that we just do, these simple things we do. On certain days we do this, certain days we do this. We didn't go out to eat all the time. If we went to McDonald's, that was very rare, and that was like a
yeah,
really special treat. That was maybe once a month, maybe. We just didn't do that.
yeah,
When I left for school, my dad went to work, my mom got us ready for school. When we got home, my mom was there. And just it's just the way things were, But the times have changed and kids are going to school now.
oh yeah,
Nobody's home. They come home. Nobody's home. It's just like, what happened? It's like all of a sudden there was pressure on people starting in the 80s, late 80s into the 90s, where both parents were working all of a sudden. It wasn't just one parent working and the mother was home. Now both parents were working and nobody's around anymore. So I think that's what really changed everything. People want to go back and ask, like, what's wrong with society? What's wrong with kids? What's wrong with this? I think that's a direct connection right there. Nobody's around anymore. Nobody does these things where they kind of like connect with each other.
yeah. Because
You know?
when you grown up, you think what you gonna do in the future, so never like what the next. So you can go back. You just go what you want to do.
Yeah. And just the fact that we had to be creative, and we didn't have the electronics. We had some stuff coming along. I mean, I was going from the 70s to the 80s, but we still had to be creative. We had to find something to do. When I was a kid, and literally your parents would tell you, go outside and play and don't come home till the sun's going down. Literally, that's how it was. Get the hell out of the house for the day. And that's what we did. We had to find things to do all the time, whether it was out picking berries or
Different before, Sir Larry, isn't it? The old people, our parents is different before than now. The new people, no, children when they grown up now is big different when
yeah,
when we are in the.
not like I don't want to put everybody in the same group. There's a lot of families that are still very close, but we have a lot of distractions today. We're distracted. We're always distracted. There's always something. There's always information buzzing by our face every day. Like we can't just get a break. You know what I mean? It's like everything is just moving 100 miles an hour, it seems.
Mm.
I keep telling people for the past 15 years, I feel like time is moving faster. And I've heard other people express that to me recently. They're like, do you feel like the days are going by faster? I'm like, I've been saying that for years. Maybe it's because I'm older, but I just feel like the days, the weeks, the months, everything's going by faster now. It's very strange. But yeah, that's why I like the older stuff. I like to just see how things were back then. I like to, I don't know.
You want to do something different.
It just seems like things were valued more. People cared more about people. Everybody kind of knew everybody. I don't know. I think I just feel like I feel lost sometimes the way things are today. Like I do. Like, oh my God, I don't care about this. I don't care about this. I don't need to know this. I don't need to know this.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're forced.
Same as me. I don't like that as well. Like I don't want to know. I don't want to know that. I don't want to do this. I just carry on.
Yeah, it's like the thing I tell you, like with YouTube. I try to watch a video and there's ads. I'm like, I don't need to see it. I don't care. I don't hear it. I don't want to see it.
I know.
Not
That's
going
the
to buy
problem,
it.
isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not going to buy it anyway.
I don't want to watch the YouTube. I don't want to watch the ads. I want to watch the video, but the ads just keep
I don't
popping.
care about all the constant information. I don't. And the more I see it, the more I hate it. Like I'm not going to want it more because you show it to me more. Now I don't want it at all. No, you told me so much about it. Now I don't even care about it. Goodbye. So I'm just everything is like that now, and that's how I feel like everything's just 100 miles an hour. It just never stops. I don't need that information. It's useless to me. But it's like it's forced on us. And that's the thing where back then it was like you had like your special, I don't know, something I would listen to on the radio every night, or a special TV show that was on that one night a week. And that's all you had. Like we had this TV, you only had like 5 or 6 channels or something, you know what I mean? And you didn't have a remote. You had to turn the channel, the dial, you know. You know what I mean? It was it seemed like a hassle, but I miss it. I miss having everything just be very simple, anticipating things, not having everything just available to you right away. I liked it more when I had to wait. I had to wait for that TV show. It was only on a Tuesday night, or this was on here, or this was happening here. Now everything's available to us whenever we want it. We're spoiled. Like we're spoiled rotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't like Sir Larry, you go there like you didn't go normally in the watch cinema. You go to cinema to watch
Yeah,
movie.
that was like a special treat too. That was.
Yeah,
I remember when we first saw Star Wars.
yeah.
That was like
Star Wars is nice.
1978.
What's the one?
That was like we saw that in the
It's
theater.
near in the town where you live. You can watch there. It's not far
Mhm.
from where you
That
live. The
wasn't
cinema.
far. It wasn't far,
Uh,
but
because sometimes we did hear we went
sorry.
if we have if you really like the oh God, what's happened this what's something what's wrong?
Yeah.
Somebody's calling.
But yeah, that was a big deal back then too. My first time in the movie
Yeah, the
theaters, I think I was
cinema.
like 8 or 9 years old. And it was just like, and I could think about it today. Now, I would never go in a movie theater today. I haven't been in years. But when you're a kid, it's a big deal.
Oh no, no sounds, no. What happened? Yeah, nawala ang sounds. Nawala ang sounds. So, ako nawala ang sounds, Sir Larry.
What's that?
There's no sounds now. I couldn't hear what happened. It's gone.
Hold on.
The sound is gone. No, nawala ang sounds. It's good sound. The sound is gone. What happened? Oh my God, nawala ang sounds.
Super
The
sticker.
sound is gone. Did you hear me, Sir Larry? I couldn't hear you.
I can hear you,
What
yeah.
happened? There's something. There's somebody calling. Then I lost. Oh, what happened to the sounds? I couldn't hear the sounds, Sir Larry. You heard me. I couldn't hear you.
Wait, can you hear
I
me now?
lost the sounds. I couldn't hear you now. What happened? Oh my God, what happened of this?
Sounds gone for
Oh my
everybody.
God, what happened?
Uh-oh.